And we are live. We are back in the house for yet another Premier League match week preview, and that's week 27. But we got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about the Europa League, the Europa Conference League. We got to talk about. Oh my God. Yo. All right. Mute that streamer monitor in there. So, yeah, we got to talk Carabao Cup final as well. Oh, man, rudely interrupted by myself there, man. But big up to each and every one of y'all in here right now. And we are back. And it's just about consistency, man. You know what I mean? I took a break yesterday from streaming. But I did drop a clip or two. You know, I think I'm going to start taking Thursdays off. You know, I need a day off, man. I've been working too hard. I don't have a day off, by the way. I'm doing something every single day. You know what I mean? That's the only way, man. With inflation so high these days, you gotta stay on the grind. But big up to everybody in the house right about now. Guys, we are back, man. I'm excited about this one. We got a lot of chaos going on in the world right about now. And we just have to stay safe. And, you know what I mean? We talking about some football to just help to stay sane as well. So, big up to Michael Olapido. Big up to the boy Ryan LFC. Yo, Ryan, I did see your call. I got to get back to you, but I couldn't talk at the time. You know, I had my boy Liam dealing with it and everything, so I'm going to hit you up. Don't worry, I'm going to hit you up. So, look, guys, let's talk Europa League, and let's just take a look at the results from the round of 16 playoff, and then we're going to take a look at the draw. Big up to Adam the Great, man. How are you doing? You know what I'm saying? How are you feeling? He says, hey, man, hope you're doing good. Good thing you took a break. Yeah, it's good to take a break from time to time, man. So, yeah, let's take a look at this Europa League thing here, and yeah, fixtures and results. So, second leg was played yesterday. Dinamo beat Sevilla 0-0, but Sevilla win the tie 3-2. Atalanta beat Olympiacos 3-0. Atalanta win 5-1 on aggregate. Both Sevilla and Atalanta would move on to the round of 16, and they did come down from the Champions League as well. Leipzig, another team down from the Champions League, defeated Sociedad 3-1, 5-3 on aggregate. Another team down from the Champions League in Porto defeated Lazio 4-3 on aggregate, 2-2 draw in the game. Another team down from the Champions League, Barcelona, defeating Napoli 4-2 on the day, 5-3 on aggregate. I was actually watching this game, and it seems like Barcelona, man, it seems like they're back. It seems like I don't know what's gotten into Adama Traore, but man, he's picking up a lot of assists, and Aubameyang scoring goals for fun. So that was a good watch. That was indeed a good watch. Betis still Zenit 0. Zenit, a Russian team. We know what's going on with Russia, Ukraine right now. And Betis wins 3-2 on aggregate. And they're doing very well in the league right now. Them and Sevilla. And I think those two teams are from the same city, right? Seville. They're doing well. And they move on to the round of 16. A shocking result here is Rangers defeating Dortmund 6-4 on aggregate, 2-2 on the day. And I must say, Dortmund, you got to do better than that. No disrespect to Rangers, but come on, man. Braga 2, Sheriff 0, and Sheriff Tiraspol gets beaten on penalties after actually, let me see, they actually won the first leg 2-0, so that's not good either. You see what I'm saying? So, poor stuff by Sheriff, and they're knocked out of European competitions. As for the draw, I'm yet to see the draw. Let's actually see the draw right now. Fixtures results. Let me see something. Fixtures coming up. Let me see. Round of 16 draw. Okay. We got Rangers coming up against Red Star Belgrade. That's a good one. I can't call it. I'm not going to call it right now. Braga versus Monaco. So also, you got some nice matchups. Porto versus Lyon. It's a good one. Atalanta versus Leverkusen. They're all good. They're all good so far. Sevilla. Sevilla. I don't know why it says Sevilla, but Sevilla versus West Ham. That's a good one, man. That is a good one. Seems like West Ham's time in Europe might be coming to an end there, but let's see. Let's see. Barcelona versus Galatasaray. That's a very, very good matchup there. Barca should win that tie. Leipzig versus Spartak Moscow, a team from Russia, where these games will be played on their games will be played on neutral ground now because of the whole conflict that's going on right now with Russia, Ukraine. And we got Betis versus Eintracht Frankfurt. So these are some tasty matchups. Take your picks. And I won't be calling them right about now. Guys, what we're going to be doing really quick is we are going to switch and we are going to go over to the Europa Conference League. So you see, I'm actually remembering to change the background. And we're going to go over to the Conference League, guys. We got 3 European competitions to talk about. And let's just take a look at the round of 16 playoff results, where Marseille beat Carabao 3-0 on the day, 6-1 on aggregate. Maccabi Tel Aviv and PSV Eindhoven drew 1-1. PSV won 2-1 on aggregate. Leicester beat Randers, a team from Denmark, 3-1, 7-2 on aggregate. Bodo Glimt, the rise of Bodo Glimt, they beat Celtic 2-0, 5-1 on aggregate. Partizan Belgrade defeated Sparta Praha 3-1 on aggregate, 2-1 on the day. Slavia Praha, team from City of Prague, they defeated Fenerbahce 3-2, 6-4 on aggregate. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah, I think that was 3-2 as well in the first leg. PAOK defeated Midtjylland 2-1 on the day, 2-2 on aggregate, and they won on penalties 5-3. Vitesse, team from the Dutch Eredivisie, defeated Rapid Vienna, Austrian outfit, 2-0 on the day, 3-2 on aggregate, which meant that they came from behind 2-1 in the first leg. So good on them, good on them. So what does the draw look like for the round of 16 of the UEFA Europa Conference League? Marseille will take on Basel. Leicester will take on Rennes. That's a very good matchup there. PAOK versus Ghent. One's very even. Vitesse versus Roma. Let's see if Mourinho would get over Vitesse. PSV versus Copenhagen. Very, very good one as well. Mild. I like to, call that one. Slavia Praha versus LASK. It could go anyway. LASK, they're a tricky team, but Slavia Praha, very good outfit, man. They got far in the Europa League last year. Bodo Glimt versus AZ Alkmaar. And Partizan Belgrade versus Feyenoord. How many Dutch teams are left in this competition here? That's, 3? Feyenoord, AZ Alkmaar, PSV, and Vitesse? Wow. That's 4. 4 in the Conference League. One in the Ajax only in the Champions League and none in the Europa League, right? It's crazy. But that's what these competitions give you, man. Opportunities for teams to display their talent on the European stage. There's levels to this shit, you know what I'm saying? And this is the bottom level. Then you go up to the Europa League and then to the Champions League. So let's see who's going to go on to win this one. Is it going to be Roma? Marseille is a good shout. Could it be Leicester? That'll be a big, big achievement there if Leicester do go on to win it. But whoever wins it, it will indeed be a nice little trophy in the cabinet. So that's a roundup of the UEFA Europa Conference League. And what we're going to do briefly, guys, just to keep it going in Europe, we're going to just look at what happened in the Champions League briefly. You know what I mean? We won't be spending too long on the Champions League because I did talk about that already. So we're just going to go and just touch on the Champions League briefly before we get into the Premier League matches. So in terms of the Champions League, guys, the round of 16 first leg matches are over. And we had City beating Sporting 5-0. Second leg coming up pretty soon. And then we have PSG beating Real Madrid 1-0. Salzburg and Bayern playing to a 1-1 draw. Liverpool defeating Inter 2-0. And this week we had Chelsea beating Lille 2-0. Villarreal and Juventus playing to a 1-1 draw. Benfica and Ajax playing to a 2-2 draw. And Atletico Madrid and United played to a 1-1 draw. So a lot of draws, man. A lot of draws. So the round of 16 second leg matches will be coming up very soon. We have the 8th of March where Liverpool take on Inter. Bayern take on Salzburg on the Tuesday. And then on the Wednesday, Real Madrid take on PSG. And Man City take on Sporting. And then the following week, Man United will host Atletico Madrid. Ajax hosts Benfica. Juventus hosts Villarreal. And Lille will host Chelsea. To see who would actually go into the last 8 and look to be crowned champions of Europe. All right, so that's a wrap for your European competitions. And with that said, I'd like to take the time to big up to each and every one of y'all in the house right now. Big up to the boy Ankit from Almighty Blues FC. Nice seeing you in here, bro. And Ankit, man, congratulations on your channel, getting close to monetization, which means that every time you go live, every single time you put out a video, you will be compensated for it. Whether it's 10 cents or $1 or $5, bro, it's now going to be really worth your time. You see what I'm saying? Because time is money, man. As much as we want to call things a hobby and, you know what I mean? Yeah, time is money, man. Time is money. So, you don't live for free, you know what I mean? You got bills to pay, you got food to put on the table, and you know what I mean? You got to treat yourself to something from time to time, you know what I mean? Big up to Elias Abs in the house. Adam the Great, I don't know if you did it intentionally or you didn't know, but on Friday, there was already a match played between Southampton and Norwich. Yeah, I actually know the game played. I will get to that one. I watched that game today, but it's because I just wanted to take Thursday off, man. I was a bit overwhelmed yesterday. I was out driving, running some errands, and my brakes for my car, my Honda, was like making a lot of noise. So I had to run to the AutoZone, pick up, front and rear pads. Cost me $90. Had to use a $10 coupon too. And I ran home and changed them before I dropped my wife to work, So I did spot that I have to do some more work to the brakes as well, not just the pads. But it did the job, and it kind of tired me out. So I said, let me take a break, man. So that's what it is. That's what it is. So we're going to switch focus, and we are going to go right back to the Prem de la Prem. All right. So, guys, don't forget, you could head on over to cardsblog.com and check out the beautiful football cards they have over there. Make for a great gift for a loved one, a friend, or even for yourself. Use the coupon code Dominic Rich FC to get yourself a whopping 35% off, guys. Capitalize, and all the links will be in the description box down below. All right, so guys, let's talk Premier League. Let me get my notes. Let me bring my notes over on the other side, and we're about to get into these fixtures. We got 8 fixtures to talk. Okay, 2 fixtures have been postponed because Liverpool and Chelsea will be taking part in the Mickey Mouse Cup final this Sunday, okay? Mickey Mouse! Yeah. But yeah, man, so Arsenal and Leicester won't be involved in proceedings this weekend, but we will touch on their progress and, just to see what they're up to these days. So, look, let us just touch on this match right here. Just to keep warming things up, let's just go to results. And let's take a look at this match right here. This is a game I am yet to talk about, but Arsenal 2, Wolves 1. And I didn't watch this game either. I actually forgot the game I was playing. I was like, damn, I could have watched that game, and I did absolutely nothing. So, Arsenal 2, Wolves 1. Hwang Hee-chan in the 10th minute, mistake by Gabriel. Hwang Hee-chan pounced on the ball, went around Ramsdale, scored. Brilliant stuff. Wolves had a lot of opportunities to score and to put the game beyond Arsenal's reach. Didn't take the opportunities. Then the game got a lot more open in the second half. And both teams were creating a lot of chances. And then Nicola Pepe came off the bench, and Ketia, of course, came off the bench as well. Smith Rowe not involved in the game. From what I noticed, he was a bit ill, so he missed the game. But the other players did step up. Pepe with that goal, brilliant goal, man. Brilliant goal by Nicola Pepe. He did well at the AFCON, and he would just, want more opportunities for Arsenal. He's still their most expensive player, right? 82nd minute equalizer, and Wolves must rue, not scoring more to pick up the 3 points and get their revenge over Arsenal. And then that late goal there by Jose Sa. Jose Sa own goal, Lacazette. Great work, man. Great work done by Arsenal in the build-up just to keep the ball alive. And the goalkeeper actually diverted the ball in the back of the net. But if he didn't get a touch, maybe Saka would have put it in. So that's a heartbreaking loss there for Wolves, though. At least a draw would have been good. But they now, suffer 2 defeats against Arsenal in the span of a couple weeks. And Arsenal do the double over Wolverhampton Wanderers. It was 2 difficult games for Wolves. And it's a big 6 point for Arsenal as they do pile on the pressure on the top 4 here. Because look, Arsenal with 24 games played, they got 45 points. Chelsea with 25 games played, they have 50 points. So if Arsenal win that game in hand, Arsenal are just 2 points behind Chelsea. So when I was actually telling you guys, Chelsea got to be put into that top 4 race too, you know what I mean? Man United are 4th. They played 2 more games than Arsenal. They have 46 points. So look, United could drop out of that, pretty soon and drop maybe to 5th. West Ham are there. Wolves are there, even though they lost those games. Two losses in the last 5. I think both those losses came against Arsenal. And it's been a big setback for Wolves, but they're still in with a shout for those Europa League places as well. And look, let's not even talk about Tottenham, man. Conte had a meltdown in that press conference. I told you Conte must have said the same thing 100 times, man. Things gotta be assessed. You know what I mean? You gotta assess things. But he's not happy at all, and he says Spurs are actually in relegation form right now. Not in those exact words, but yeah. And we have Southampton and Brighton to round off the top 10 there. So Arsenal, a lot of determination, a lot of fight, and you could see by the way they celebrated that goal. This team means business. They mean business. Wolves, minor setback. They have overachieved this season, I gotta say. After losing a bit of steam on the Bruno Lodge, they have really looked, very, very good. So they shouldn't beat themselves up too much about this loss. I will talk about Wolves a little bit more. I will talk about Arsenal a little bit more in this video. So congrats to the Gunners, man. They could be a Champions League team again next season. Let's wait and see. Big up to King Huddle in the house, Jordan Hyman. Who else you got here, man? Adam says, you don't call it a Mickey Mouse Cup when City win it, don't you? Well, I'm calling it a Mickey Mouse Cup because that's what most of you guys actually call it when City are winning it. That's why. You see, you get it? Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. I do appreciate that. So, look, just to touch, guys, on... Big up to Ivan, LFC, man. How are you doing? How are you, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you in here. Just to touch on the other results that happened in the middle of the week, guys. I did talk about these games already. I actually did a midweek preview and a midweek roundup. Something I don't usually do when there's midweek Premier League games. I usually put them off until the, but more content, is better. So, look, we'll get to the Southampton Norwich game, but in the midweek fixtures, Arsenal defeated Wolves 2-1. Burnley defeated Spurs 1-0. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. Ah! Watford won, Crystal Palace 4. Liverpool hit Leeds out the park for 6. Brilliant game there by Liverpool. And those were the midweek fixtures. Southampton, Norwich 2-0. We'll get to that pretty soon. But before we get into the match week, as a matter of fact, let's talk about this game and then we'll just take a look at the, some other things before we get into the prediction segment here. So, Southampton 2, Norwich City 0. I didn't actually make a prediction for this because this is a prediction live stream and one game had to be sacrificed, and it was this game where I said, okay, I'm going to just watch this and not worry too much about, not giving a prediction for it. But look, the Saints have been in very, very good form, I got to say, man. You got to give it to Ralph Hasenhüttl and Southampton, where at one point in the season, it didn't look too good. They looked like they would have been struggling, but they have really turned a page. They have really turned a new leaf. Norwich, we know what they've been dealing with. They had a really good period in November, poor in December, good again in January, but in February, they have slumped for the most part. So, Che Adams in the 36th minute, scrappy goal, but still managed to get it over the line. Livramento with a very good ball into the box there, and the defense couldn't deal with it. Che Adams with a scrappy goal off the ground there. So 36th minute, and Romeo with a screamer in the 88th minute, 2-0 to Southampton. Norwich did get a look in here and there, but nothing really to trouble the goalkeeper in between the sticks there. Tim Krul was actually on the bench, fit again. Let's take a quick look at these lineups right here. Kyle Walker-Peters, Livramento, Salisu and Bednarek continue to impress. Oriol Romeo, the old guard in the midfield, along with the talismanic James Ward-Prowse. Stuart Armstrong did look bright in the match, a couple shots. Elian Nusi as well. Che Adams and Brozier, very lively at the top. Look, Southampton, they're playing some quality football, and they deserve the win, man. It was a pretty one-sided game where this Norwich team, someone did leave a comment on the channel, right? And they said that the risk, City and Liverpool actually played a high line, and it's risky, but it's very rewarding, right? It's very, very rewarding, and I understand that. And for Norwich, the way they play, it's the risk actually outweighs the reward. It's like the opposite of the way Liverpool and City plays. But Norwich, they actually attempt to play very attractive football, playing the ball out from the back, but they do not have the personnel to pull such a thing off. You see what I'm saying? So they find themselves making mistakes, turning over possession, getting caught in a counter, and just, it has just been a weird season for Norwich, and we know that is what we're used to with them. So it wasn't anything different on the day at all. So you take a look at the stats for this game briefly here. You had Southampton with 9 shots on target out of 27 total, 58% of the ball. Norwich with only 8 shots, 1 on target. Did not test the goalkeeper enough at all. And look, they haven't scored enough goals this season. That's their problem, man. That is indeed their problem. They have shipped a lot of goals, and they haven't scored enough. Norwich have only scored 15 goals this season. Could you imagine that? Mo Salah has scored more goals than Norwich City in the league. Let that digest. Let it digest. If you don't score enough, you're not going to actually survive. But you also got to have a solid defense. And they, behind Leeds, got the worst defense. You see what I'm saying? So it's a combination of poor defending and impotent attack while they're in this position. And, no further explanation needed. But for Southampton, look, Norwich are 20th right now. They're 20th, 17 points. It's still not like, over for them because, They got Watford, Burnley, right there about, but those teams got games in hand. Newcastle, Everton, Leeds, Brentford are right there as well. They could get caught with a couple wins for Norwich. But, right now it's looking very, very bleak for the Canaries. And Dean Smith, Craig Shakespeare, and the Canaries. So, in terms of Southampton, they're ninth right now. They are ninth. I think there was actually somewhat of a record here for Southampton with this win. Let me just hit you with the insight quickly. Only Liverpool 6 and Wolves 5 have won more Premier League games in 2022 than Southampton 4. Brilliant. Only once before have Norwich picked up fewer points after 26 games of a top flight season than the 17 they have accrued in this campaign via a haul of 16 at this stage in 1973-74, 3 points for a win when they were ultimately relegated. So this is relegation stuff for Norwich. It's there, it's evident. Across England's top 4 tiers this season, Liverpool 0 are the only side with fewer home league defeats than Southampton, with 1 level with Chelsea and West Brom, with the Saints now unbeaten in 10 in a row on home soil, winning 5 and drawing 5. Absolutely brilliant by Ralph Hasenhüttl and his boys as they continue picking up some, solid results. Most importantly, another 3 points in the bag. Southampton and 9th with 35 points, guys. Unbeaten in the last 5, and that stretches further than that, I think. But that's just, in terms of form guide. Brilliant stuff, man. Only 7 losses this season. That's fewer losses than Tottenham, Wolves, West Ham, same amount as Arsenal, and 1 more than Man United. So it's been a brilliant season, and now that they have 35 points, they would look now to hunt down those Europa League spots. Conference League, Europa League spots. That will be a big achievement for Hasenhüttl as they look to actually turn a leaf with the club as well. New ownership, new money at the club. They would look to actually identify some talented players to bring in for next season to actually be a more progressive team instead of a selling club. You see what I'm saying? So the next game will be a 5th round FA Cup game against West Ham. That's next Wednesday. Then their next Premier League match will be against Aston Villa on the road, and they do face Newcastle. So they have some kind matches coming up in the league as well, where they have Watford, Burnley, Leeds. Ooh, I'm telling you, Southampton are looking good, man. Don't be shocked if they pick up, a Europa League spot ahead of some of the, teams like, who knows, maybe Spurs, who knows, you know what I'm saying? So, guys, with that said, that's my thoughts on this match. Pretty comprehensive victory for Southampton. Another L for Norwich. Look, I didn't actually let you guys know who Norwich will be playing next and see if things are going to get easier for Norwich. Their next game will be against Brentford. That's potentially a 6-pointer, where I think it's indeed 6 points that separate, 7 points separate the teams. So that's a 6-pointer for you right there in terms of Norwich and Brentford. Then they do have Leeds. So 2 games coming up that they must win. They got some kind of fixtures as well after the Chelsea game. They play Brighton. They play Burnley. So, look, it's going to be a scrap. But it doesn't look like they're going to survive at all. So, big up to each and everybody in the house right about now. How are you guys feeling? Let me see. Adam says, attack wins games, defense wins the league. Great point. Let me see. Online school in the house. How you doing? Pacharo says, Dom, do you feel bad for Norwich because they keep getting relegated and back to the Premier League and get relegated again? Nah, I don't feel bad. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. It's how they actually invest and how they prepare for a Premier League campaign. They don't prepare well. And I said it at the beginning of the season. They bring in championship level players, in my opinion, and that's what they're going to get. Championship results. A return to the championship. So Adam is saying Saints could get into Europe. Imagine if that happens, from being beat 9-0 on multiple times to possibly play Europe. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. I think they were in the Europa League a couple seasons ago, or at least they made it to the playoffs. So they have done well and come in seventh on one occasion. I think that might have been on the. I think that might have been on the what's his name, Ronald Koeman or Claude Puel, one of them, man. Can't remember, but they've gone through a couple managers. I remember when Mark was Mark Hughes in charge of them. Can't even remember, man. But anyways, big result for Southampton. So we've run through the European competitions in the first half hour. We've talked Arsenal Wolves, we talked Southampton Norwich, and now we're going to get into the other Premier League matches. Guys, make sure you stick around for the Carabao Cup final prediction and just the preview for that game. Big up to Karen. How are you doing, Karen? Dropping a 10 pounds. Appreciate it. Wish us luck on Sunday, Dom. It's after 2 a.m. here and I need to go to bed, but good to hear your content as usual. Big up to you, Karen. And I do owe you a bottle of Bailey's, right? I do. Whenever I do finally touchdown in England, I never went to England, but when I finally touched down, we got a link up, you know what I'm saying? Big up to Miss Melina in the house coming out of the 6th Toronto. I also got a touchdown in Toronto. Maybe in the near future. I haven't been to Canada in about 15 years, man. So nice to see you ladies in the house right now. Appreciate ya. So as Melina's saying, like the stream and be sure to subscribe to Dom's channel if you are new. Melina, we got to set up something and talk Arsenal pretty soon like we did at the beginning of the season, man. Just to have a chat. See what I'm saying? We've had a couple chats this season already. So just to continue to build a thing, you see what I'm saying? And build long-lasting friendships, you see? So appreciate it, guys. We're going to keep it moving. Thanks for the super chat there, Karen. And, more of you guys should actually follow suit. Support the thing. You see what I'm saying? Make the thing worthwhile every single time. All right? Anyways, we're going to keep it moving, guys. We're going to keep it moving indeed. And the first match that we're going to preview for this week is the game between Brentford and Newcastle United. So, look, Brentford are in a very precarious situation right now. They started well and they're going through a rough period, right? Newcastle are going through a period of renaissance. That's a perfect word for Newcastle right about now. Newly taken over, a lot of fresh faces at the club, and they have jumped out of the relegation zone and are looking to stay and keep their head above water for the rest of the season. So we got Brentford, Newcastle. Brentford's last game was a 2-1 loss to Arsenal, and Newcastle's last game was a 1-1 draw with West Ham United. So in terms of the last meeting, what happened the last time Brentford and Newcastle met each other? These teams played to an emphatic and a thrilling 3-3 draw. Brilliant stuff. So in that game, Jamal Lascelles opened the scoring and Ivan Toney and Rico Henry hit back, but then Joel Linton equalized. Jamal Lascelles' own goal gave Brentford a third, but then Alain Saint-Maximin scored an equalizer. The game finished 3-3, point apiece for both teams. Well, these teams did meet in the lower leagues previously, and they also met in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup in 2020, where Brentford won the game 1-0. And the previous meetings were won by Newcastle. So in the last 5, only one game ended in a win in 90 minutes, and that was picked up by Brentford. So it's going to be an interesting game here because, I'll get into the prediction, but, this will be a very, very interesting one. Thomas Frank versus Eddie Howe. This would be the first meeting between these two managers. This would be Thomas Frank's third game against Newcastle, and he's yet to lose against Newcastle. Eddie Howe's seventh game against Brentford, 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. So in terms of players to watch here, I actually put in some players to watch for you guys. And for Brentford, I'm going to go with Christian Eriksen, because it's been announced that he could actually make his debut for Brentford in this match, and it will be a monumental moment for the Dane after what happened at Euro 2020 last summer. And the man almost died. The man almost died. We all witnessed it. And he couldn't actually continue in Italy because of some laws that prevent him from playing in Italy with the heart problem that he has. And there's a device installed in his heart as well. But it's allowed in the Premier League. So he'll be back in the Premier League. And let's see if he could actually help Brentford pick up some valuable points, man. They need it. So that one's going to be an interesting one. I hope they take it easy on Christian Eriksen. Don't be too hard on him. Don't tackle the man too hard. And, you know what I'm saying? Take it easy on the boy Eriksen. But let's see how he fared, though. And I would actually love to see Eriksen hit the ground running and actually end up playing the World Cup with Denmark in Qatar 2022. So just keep your eye on Christian Eriksen. Another player that we got to keep an eye on this time for Newcastle United is their new man, Chris Wood, who's yet to score. And he's featured in quite a few games since his move from Burnley. And he's yet to score. And that must be very, very frustrating for him, where Wout Weghorst, who was his replacement over at Burnley, has already scored and assisted. So it will be a very, very frustrating for Chris Wood that he continues without a goal. It's like having that monkey on your back, like, you know what I mean? Like, get it off. You see what I'm saying? So let's keep an eye on Chris Wood, man. He needs a goal. He needs a goal badly. And he actually played 5 games so far. No goals to show for it, man. No goals, none at all. In terms of assists, let me just double check and see if he actually picked up any assists. I don't even think he got any assists this season so far for no assists, no goals in five appearances, and I think those are all starts. So Chris Wood, you gotta get it together. Definitely gotta get it together. So let me just actually I should have actually been showing you guys this right now. But there's only been one Premier League meeting between these two teams, as you guys could see, and it ended in a draw. But in terms of the squads, guys, for Brentford, Thomas Frank said that Christian Eriksen could be involved. I did mention that. Ivan Toney is available for selection once again. So that will be a big boost to Brentford. As for Newcastle, Matt Ritchie, Isaac Hayden, Jamal Lewis, Callum Wilson, and Kieran Trippier are all ruled out. Alon St-Maximin is a doubt, but he could feature. And Ryan Fraser is deemed fit enough to play. So, look. In terms of my, do I have any insights here? All right, we got some insights. We get into the insights, and then I'll give you my prediction here. January signing Chris Wood. You see, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I'm on point here. I didn't even see this. January signing Chris Wood is yet to score for Newcastle United in 5 matches, but has netted 9 goals in his last 13 Premier League appearances against promoted sides, including a strike against Brentford for Burnley earlier this season. So he scored against Brentford already, but it's for Burnley. He needs to score. Newcastle are unbeaten in 6 Premier League matches, winning 3 and drawing 3. The last had a longer unbeaten run in the competition between May and November 2011, 14 matches. So this is a very, very special streak that they're on right now. Including penalties, both Brentford, 44%, 12 out of 27, and Newcastle, 42%, 11 out of 26, have scored over 40% of their Premier League goals from set-piece situations this season, which means that they need to score more in open play as well. Brentford striker Ivan Toney, I need to sneeze. Excuse me, god damn. What a bad time to sneeze, right? Brentford striker, bless me, right? Am I getting some blessings in the chat right now? I hope I'm getting a couple bless yous in the chat right now. Anyways, Brentford striker Ivan Toney scored against his former club Newcastle in this season's reverse fixture. The last player to score home and away against the Magpies in the Premier League season, having previously played for them in the competition, were Abdoulaye Diagne Faye and Craig Bellamy in 2008-9. All right, so the ref, Mike Dean, will be in charge. So, guys, in terms of my prediction for this one, man, look, Newcastle, you got to say they've suffered a setback. After their brilliant run of three wins in 3, they have suffered a setback in terms of Kieran Trippier, talismanic figure since he signed. He broke his leg. Alan Sid-Maximo has been dealing with some injury problems as well. Callum Wilson comes to mind as the most important players there, the key players who could actually make something happen. And that's a setback. That's indeed a setback, which means the other players would need to step up. They managed to get a draw against West Ham United. And I think it would take a big effort for them to pick up 3 points here even against a struggling Brentford, right? Because you don't have those guys that could make something happen out of thin air. You see what I mean? Chris Wood's not really in form. They'll need Alan St-Maximo from the start. The guys like Ryan Fraser, these guys got to step up. Shelby's also another key figure in their team. But these guys they got to step up. Joel Linton deserves a shout, but he's been playing a deeper role these days. And I could see this one being a struggle for Newcastle, similar to the West Ham game where they don't look too good, but they could still end up getting a result. But for Brentford, they need a result badly. The 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace was a well-needed point to stop the bleeding after the losses against City, Everton in the Cup, Wolves, Manchester United, Liverpool, Southampton. Those were like, they were on a run of losses there in the league and the cup. So that draw came, at the right time, but then they had a setback against Arsenal again. So Brentford need points. They need points. And with Eriksen being involved, let's see if he could actually cast his spell on the game. Let's see what he does. I think this will be this first competitive game returning since that Finland-Denmark game at the Euros. And with Ivan Toney back in the team, I could see Brentford getting a draw from this game, guys. They need a draw badly. And for Newcastle, a draw would be a very, very good result as well. This is also a winnable game for both teams, but Newcastle will be fancying their chances of actually getting all 3 points here. Look, the probability here for a draw is 30%. Newcastle, 31% win, and Brentford has got a higher probability win ratio here of 39%. But I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Guys, let me know your prediction in the chat. We'll definitely appreciate it. We got to keep it moving, but before we do, Brentford do have Norwich next, Burnley. These are some big games for Brentford. Newcastle, Norwich, Burnley, a struggling Leicester. Got to win at least 2 of these to get the pressure off their backs right now. And as for Newcastle right now, who are just behind Brentford by 2 points. Newcastle's next game will be against Brighton. That's a great time to play Brighton. They're not doing too well. Then they do have Southampton. That'll be a tricky game. They'll be hoping, get some players back for that game. And they do have Chelsea, Everton. They got some good fixtures coming up. I think Newcastle might just be all right, guys. And probably won't be relegated like it seemed a couple weeks ago. So talk to me, guys. Let me know your prediction in the chat. King Huddle, Newcastle won't make the top four next 3 seasons after this one. No chance. Okay. Adam is saying Newcastle will not reach UCL spots unless they buy every 85 plus rated player. You're talking FIFA, right? All good players from the Prem, which won't happen this summer. Give it 2 to 3 years minimum. I think let's give it a couple. Let's give it about 5 years for them to probably challenge for top 4 or even the league. But you never know, man. You never know. The way they spent money in the freaking winter, who knows what will happen in the summer? You see what I mean? Elijah Lawson, 2-0 to Newcastle. Thank you very much for that prediction. Karen Angela Brown, who says soft spot for Leeds, Bielsa, Brentford, Thomas Frank, and Norwich, Todd Cantwell. But I want Newcastle to stay up because I really like Eddie Howe and want him to succeed. Well said. Yeah, Eddie Howe seems like a very good person, you know what I mean? Very good human being with a kind heart. Yeah, man. Big up to Paloma in the house. Nice to see you. Karumi in the house. How you doing, man? Nice to see all of y'all in here right about now. But guys, we're going to keep it moving, though. We're going to keep it moving. We got a lot of games to talk about. And we're not going to linger, okay? Like the great Elephant Man said, not linger. All right? So we're going to move into the next fixture. That one is Crystal Palace versus Burnley. If you guys notice, I taught the smaller games first and build up to the bigger ones. So make sure you stick around to the very end, you know what I mean? Just put aside anything you're doing or multitask. You know, stay up. Don't go to sleep. Unless you have work in a couple hours. And let's talk Premier League football, man. Let's hang out with your boy Dom. All right, so Crystal Palace Burnley. Last game for Crystal Palace, they defeated Watford 4-1. What an emphatic victory. I never expected that to happen, but they managed to pull it off. As for Burnley, they pulled a shocker as well, and they got a 1-0 win over Tottenham. Thank you very much, Burnley. Big up to the former Man City player, Ben Mee, for actually scoring that goal. And, you know what I mean? Calming things down and making Antonio Conte go into a meltdown in his interview. So, big win, man. Burnley are definitely making use of those games in hand. And, oh man, this will be a very, very tricky one as well against Crystal Palace. When you say Crystal, you have to, you got to roll your tongue for the R. It's a Crystal Palace, okay? It doesn't sound right by just saying Crystal Palace, all right? Just remember that one. So, in terms of their last meeting, guys, last meeting was a 3-3 draw on November 20th. I'm not going to get into the details this time, but that game was a Turf Moor. And previously, Burnley defeated Crystal Palace in 3 back-to-back games. 3-0, a 1-0, and another 1-0, which is simply amazing. Before that, Crystal Palace had a good run. And then before that, Burnley had a good run. So, in the all-time Premier League record, 13 matches, there's been 6 wins for Burnley, 2 draws, and there's been 5 wins for Crystal Palace. So, Palace does not really have a good record against Burnley. Not at all. Not at all. So it's going to be a very, very tricky game. Patrick Vieira versus Sean Dyche for only the second time. And Vieira's second match against Burnley, the first one, of course, ended in a draw. Sean Dyche versus Crystal Palace. He got a very even record. 16 matches, 7 wins, 2 draws, 7 losses. So it could go any way. When Burnley meets Crystal Palace, it can go any way, man. So, look, let me just click on this and give you guys some visuals of the squads. In terms of players to watch, guys, for Crystal Palace, I'm going to go in with Wilf Zaha. Yeah, I like to keep an eye on Zaha because I expect big things of him. And he's supposed to actually show example to the other players in the team because, look, think he's the best player in the most talented player in the squad, right? I think he just needs to keep his head on and take his opportunities when they come his way, and he definitely did that in the last game. Let's see if he could follow up. For Burnley, I have to pinpoint Josh Brownhill. Talked about him not contributing in terms of goals, and the last two games the man assisted and scored. So let's see if he can continue that fine form by contributing towards the goals, because that's the problem for Burnley. They do not score enough goals, but they're very, very good defensively. And in terms of players here, notes: Vicente Guaita should be fit enough for this game, but Patrick Vieira might actually choose to put him on the bench and keep Jack Butland in the goal. Then we have Joel Ward. He should actually miss the game. It's the right back there, Joel Ward. He should actually miss the game. And Nathan Ferguson. So the squad is pretty fit. And Patrick Vieira has most of his players available to him there in this game. For Burnley, Matej Vydra is training but won't feature in this game. Ashley Westwood fit again. Maxwell Cornet is touch and go. And Charlie Taylor is fit, but maybe just for the bench. And Johan Berg Goodmanson, the Icelandic international, will definitely miss this game. He's been out for a prolonged period. Did you guys know, guys, Hudson Edward can be the first Crystal Palace player to score in 4 consecutive Premier League home appearances. Let's see if he gets in from the start, as he didn't start the last game. The Eagles have scored at least once in 11 of their last 12 Premier League home matches, though the exception in this run was their last such match, a 1-0 defeat to Chelsea. Burnley picked up their first away league win of the season in their game on the road, beating Palace's rivals Brighton and Hove Albion 3-0 at the Amex Stadium. The Clerics last won back-to-back away league matches in May 2021. Burnley's Aaron Lennon has scored in 2 of his last 4 Premier League away matches, netting against Man United and Brighton. Before this, he hadn't netted in 46 consecutive matches on the road in the competition, while he's never scored 3 away goals in a single Premier League campaign. So let's see if Aaron Lennon could actually step up and do the job again. I like the diversity of Burnley this season, I gotta say. Maxwell Cornet to go with Dwight McNeil, and you have Aaron Lennon. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Brought in the boy Wout Weghorst, the Dutchman. You see what I mean? I don't like how they just had a one-dimensional type UK type team, you know what I'm saying? So nice of them to keep mixing it up. So look, in terms of my prediction for this one here, John Moss will be in charge of this game. In terms of my prediction for this one, both teams are very hard to predict right now, because Crystal Palace, they were going through a very bad patch, and then they bounced back in their last game day against Watford. A big win. Could they continue by winning back-to-back games? They haven't really shown that they give an indication that they're going to do such a thing. But for Burnley, I think they're actually favorites to win this game, though, seeing that they have been in very good form, man. You got to give it to this Burnley team, and Sean Dyche is actually showing us what metal they are made of, because if there's any team that were capable of getting out of this relegation zone and actually surviving, it's Burnley, right? They only got 23 games played, which means that they have 3 games in hand to most of their opponents. But for the lower league, the teams in the lower part of the table, it's 1 or 2 games in hand. But still, these are very, very important games in hand. Burnley's last game, a 1-0 win against Tottenham. I could not have predicted this. A 3-0 against Brighton. I really did not predict them to beat Brighton as well. The 1-0 loss to Liverpool was somewhat expected, but they drew to United. You know what I'm saying? Drew against Watford as well. Drew to Arsenal. So it's like They have really, really turned their season around. In their last 5 matches, well, 6 games, in their last 6 games, they have picked up 1, 2, 3, 9 points. 9 points out of a possible 18, which is pretty good for a team in the relegation zone right about now. And while they picked up 9, I know the teams around them haven't really picked up a lot. So they find themselves climbing up. They got 20 points right now. And a win here will put them in 23 points, level on points with Leeds. You see what I'm saying? If Leeds fail to pick up a victory in their game against Tottenham. There's Brentford on 24 points. You see what I'm saying? There's Everton on 22 points as well, guys. Newcastle on 22 points. So it'll be a big result if Burnley actually pick up 3 points from this game. Even 1 point would be good enough. But for Crystal Palace, who are 11th right now, they're climbing up in the table. Very difficult team to predict though. They got some good attackers. Very robust midfield with Will Hughes, Conor Gallagher, Kouyaté and co. And the forward they're very good up top with Zaha, Mateta. You got the likes of Hudson Edward. And Guehi and Anderson have formed a really good partnership, and Tyreek Mitchell is having a great season. The Warriors, Vieira really don't know who he want to keep in goal, and they don't know how to manage games properly. Find themselves dropping points from winning positions quite a lot. And I could see them doing this again at home, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Burnley, they look really determined. They're a team that, implement that long ball strategy where if passing it around doesn't work, you put in a long ball up to Weghorst and you get results. I think they've really been playing some good football lately. Weghorst, if Cornet is fit, Lennon, Brownhill, McNeil, these guys have really stepped it up, man. And one thing this Burnley team got working for them is their defense. They do not score a lot of goals, but their defense is very, very good. They've only shipped 29 goals this season. And that's a much better defense than all the teams around them. All the teams, every single team. The next best team is Brighton. Brighton at 10th. You see what I'm saying? They got a better defense than Southampton, Tottenham, West Ham. They've only shipped 2 more goals than Arsenal. So you got to give it to them. They got a better defense than Manchester United. So I think that's what they base their game on. That's their, basically their launching pad. And if they could keep a tight defense again in this game, I could see them getting a point or 3. But I'm going to go for another draw for the first 2 games. Both of them 1-1. Let's see how they turn out, though. Let's see how they turn. I'm playing it safe. And it's okay to play it safe. Burnley, keep an eye on them, man. They could just jump out the relegation zone with this, with a win in this game. And Crystal Palace would be an ideal team to do that against. And it won't really hurt Palace too much because they're like a mid-table team right now where they will survive and they'll just be there. They won't get Europe, but they'll survive and they won't be in danger of getting relegated either. So I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Let me know your predictions in the chat. I do have some, wins to predict pretty soon, but for that one, I'm pretty indecisive there. So, look, Burnley's next game will be against Leicester, struggling Leicester team. See how they fare. That will be a turf more in the wind and the rain. Very difficult place to play. Ask Tottenham, ask Manchester United if you don't believe me. Ask Liverpool, who had to really grind out that win. And then they do have Chelsea. So some tougher games coming up before some easier ones against Brentford and Southampton. It should be a bit easier. But they got to win those games against the teams that are around them. Norwich, Watford to come later on this season. Brentford. You see what I'm saying? And they got to continue picking up those shock results like they did against United and against Chelsea as well early in the season and against Tottenham. So I think Burnley will be fine, man. I think they will be fine. If they get relegated, I won't miss them, but they might just be fine. And the team that I think might be drawn into the relegation scrap, it might be Brentford, It might be Brentford, the newly promoted team. You could even see Leeds and in there. It's just sad to see Everton in this position right now, but it is what it is, man. All part of the game. That's how beautiful the Premier League is. As for Crystal Palace, their next game will be against Stoke in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Then they do have Wolves, Man City, and Newcastle in the next Premier League games in the next couple of weeks. So, guys, what are your thoughts? Please let me know in the chat. Do appreciate each and every person in here right about now. Make sure you smash up the thumbs up button. We got a super sticker here from Solomon Rabba. Thank you very much for the $4.99 super sticker. It goes a long way and it's appreciated. Appreciated. I'm thinking about eating right now, right? Appreciated. Elijah Lawson, Dom, please do a City live stream, man. Please, Dom, please do a City live stream. Yeah, there'll be more of that when the season is winding down, man. I tend to do those more at the back end of the season, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna definitely have a lot of live streams when it comes to this title race, Liverpool, Manchester City. So stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. Adam is saying if Ericsson plays, he could help Brentford win. Indeed, I'd love to see that. That'll be awesome. But I'm going for a draw though. So we're gonna keep it moving, guys. We got a lot. LFC fan donating. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Appreciate it 100%. Guys, we got over 50 people in here. Let's get the stream up to 50 thumbs up. Big up to Amara Stewart in the house. How you feeling? Why would he drop Mahrez? I think it's just rotation, you know what I mean? Rotation. Pep get it wrong sometimes and brought in Mahrez late in the game to try to work his magic and didn't work at all. So in the first hour, we've done a lot. Basically warmed things up. And we've touched on a few games. And we've already done 3 games, which means that we have 5 more. I think 5 more to preview. And we got to talk about that big Carabao Cup game. So let's not delay any further and let's keep it moving here. Let us keep it moving. All right. So this one's going to be a tricky one to talk about as well. All tricky games, man. Let's talk about the next one coming up here. Brighton versus Aston Villa. This one is very, very tough to call, man. Very tough. Why? Why gotta be so tough? You see what I'm saying? Why? Anyways, let's go. Both teams are struggling right now and they need results. Brighton 0, Burnley 3 in their last match. Aston Villa 0. Watford of all teams 1 in their last game. So these are teams coming off of losses and they need results. They need to bounce back big time here. So what happened the last time these two teams met? Brighton, Aston Villa. So they met in November 20th. Aston Villa won the game 2-0. Last season, a 0-0 draw and a Brighton win, 2-1. The previous season, a 1-1 draw and a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. So Villa, have been very, very successful against Brighton throughout history with 4 wins in their last 10. Brighton with a solitary win, and there's been a lot of draws. There's been 5 draws. These fixtures date back all the way to 1983, where these teams have definitely met a lot more in the last, let's say, decade than they had previously. So, yeah, Brighton used to occupy the lower leagues while Aston Villa was, more Premier League side. All-time Premier League results, 5 games. 1 win for Brighton, 2 wins for Villa, and 2 draws. So, pretty even. Stevie G versus Graham Potter. This would be his second game versus Graham Potter. And this would he won the first game. Potter, of course, lost that game. This would be Gerrard's second game against Brighton and Potter's 10th against Aston Villa, where he only got 2 wins. Not good enough. 2 wins, 2 draws, and 5 losses here. So, in terms of players to watch, for Brighton, I'm going to go with the captain, the returning Lewis Dunk, because I think the defense is the problem for the 2 losses in the last 2 games here for Brighton and Hove Albion. And the fact that they're getting their captain back could definitely help them pick up a point or 3 in this game. So keep an eye on who would partner Lewis Dunk in this match, whether it's going to be Shane Duffy or Joel Veltman. I could actually see him going with Veltman, safer option. And Adam Webster, who missed the last game, could remain out, while Enoch Mwepu is a doubt. Jeremy Sarmiento, the youngster, remains out. For Aston Villa, Marvelous Nakamba is out. He's been out. Bertrand Traore out as well. While Ezri Konza would return from his time on the sidelines from suspension. Guys, we got some insights here for you. Mupé to emulate Murray's Brighton goal-scoring record. Neil Mupé has scored 26 Premier League goals for Brighton and Hove Albions. One more strike will see him become the Seagulls' highest goal scorer in the competition, currently level with Glenn Murray. Well, if he scores, that'll be big for Brighton, because Brighton don't score enough goals at all. Aston Villa are looking to complete the league double over Brighton for the first time since 1981-82, following a 2-0 win in Steven Gerrard's first match in charge last November. It's crazy to think that Gerrard's been in charge since mid-November, December, January, and February is almost, it's been a while, man. Time's flying. Brighton's Danny Welbeck has scored 5 goals in 10 Premier League appearances against Villa, his most against a single opponent in the competition. 4 of those have come in his most recent 4 matches against them. Since their Premier League debut for the club on the 15th of January, no Villa player has scored more, has had more shots in the competition than Philippe Coutinho, 12, while no player has created more chances for the club than Luca Dean, 10. Coutinho also has the joint most goal involvements for Villa since he joined, 2 goals and 2 assists. John Brooks will be in charge of the game, and Villa would indeed need these guys to be on the money if they are to get something here against Brighton. So, look, guys, my prediction for this game, God, I felt like I ran through that one really fast. Did I miss anything here? I didn't, but god damn. Anyways, we're going to keep going through these ones a bit faster. Both teams are struggling right now for form. And Brighton, only 1 win in their last 5. And they're 10th right now. They're falling off the boil a bit. As for Aston Villa, the same goes for them. 1 win in their last 5 games with 2 losses and 2 draws. So the same record in their last 5, and they need a win. Look, one of these teams need to win this game badly. If they do, especially for Villa, it would put them up to 30 points. That would be a very good achievement for them to get into the 30-point mark with 13 games to go, which would mean 10 points from a remaining 13 to survive would be pretty much done. For Brighton, this would take them closer to the 40-point mark if they do pick up a win. A point would do well for Brighton, as they are indeed the draw kings of the league. So, look, man. Look. We know what Brighton are capable of doing. They play some very attractive football. They have some quality players in their team. But their problem has always been scoring goals. They depend on Neil Mupé, Leandro Trossard, Danny Welbeck for their goals. I think other players need to step up and contribute. Jakob Moder has been a very good player for them, but he just lacks that quality in front of goal. Alexis McAllister does score the odd goal, but Lallana, I think, has to step up. They have Yves Bissouma in the midfield, what he brings to the table. And what I really like about them is their wingbacks in Cucurella and Lamptey, who I don't see them staying very long at Brighton if they continue playing like that. Robert Sanchez had a poor game in their last match. And if they don't pull things together, you could see them losing 3 games on the bounce. And this is very uncharacteristic of this Brighton team that only lost 6 games so far this season and 2 in their last 5. So they would need to bounce back and look for Graham Potter to actually, make the necessary adjustments to make that happen. Steven Gerrard, man, it seems like the new manager luck has worn off a bit, and he's been, going through some things. They also been losing a bit of games lately, but since Coutinho and Digne came in, they did look good, but they did lost back-to-back games. These players got to step up. Danny Ings got to step up. I don't think he's been good enough. Ollie Watkins got to step up. You see what I mean? Players got to step up. They got to step up. Their defense got too many mistakes. Too many mistakes. Konza and Mings not good enough in my opinion on a consistent basis. Callum Chambers has stepped in. Let's see if they continue with him. But he also got a mistake in him. He's coming from Arsenal. So, Guys, I'm sorry to say, but this game got draw written all over it again. I'm going for a 2-2 draw. High scoring draw. And I'm sorry, man. 3 draws on the bounce. I thought I was actually going to predict a win for one of these teams. But I just can't see it, man. I don't see it. I don't see these teams separating themselves from each other. These games are really tough to predict, I'm telling you. This is the Premier League game where Spurs beat City and then go and lose to freaking Burnley. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. It's pretty difficult. It is indeed very, very, very difficult. So, yeah. This one's hard to call. 2-2 draw in my opinion. 2-2 draw. We're going to keep it moving. And in terms of Aston Villa, the next game will be against Southampton. And they do have Leeds, West Ham, Arsenal. They got games that they could win and get back on their bike. As for Brighton, they're going through the same thing. They got Newcastle, Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City on. They could beat Tottenham. They're capable of beating any one of these teams, but it's going to be a rough next 5 games for them, I got to say. But Brighton should be fine. They pretty much survived already. They'll get 7 more points in their remaining matches and, look to work on this team next season again. And if they could actually hold on to Graham Potter, who's, quality manager, if you ask me. So what are you guys saying in the chat? Big up to each and every person in here right now. Big up to Demo Dre. How are you doing, Demo? Big up Karen. Peace out, man. Nice to see you. Nice drop in the super chat as well. Appreciate it. Big up to Cashew Red in the house. Big up to everybody, man. Dumb is salty. Give me some for the fries. You're funny. 1-1. Salty over. Spurs? Nah, man. It's facts. It's facts. You're going to lose to freaking Spurs and then you're like, come on, man. Shouldn't lose to Spurs. Not at all. But we keep losing to them. At least once every season. This season, twice. Come on. We could do better than that. Big up to Solomon Rabba. Are you still in here? Michael Olapido. How are you doing, Mike? Nice to see you, man. Michael, man, I swear you show up for every single live stream, bro. Elijah Lawson in the house. Everybody, man, appreciate it. Guys, we're going to keep it going. We got a lot to talk about. I even want to touch on the other leagues as well if I have some time just to get a little, catch up, do a little Q&A. There's a lot to talk about, man. And the next game, let's talk West Ham versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. 2 W's here. Which one's going to pick up a W in this game? Let's see. So, West Ham, Wolves. This one, we won't spend forever on this one as well. We could run through this one. This one should take about 5 to 7 minutes to talk about. And let's get it cracking. All right, so let me just sip some water before I get into this, man. The man's been working hard. Man's been working hard. Guys, the hardest part of the stream is actually preparing for the stream and clicking the live button. You know what I mean? The rest is easy. The rest is easy. You know what else is easy? Smashing the thumbs up button on the stream to get to 50 thumbs up, guys. We're 3 away. Make it happen. We're doing quite fine. If you're watching the replay, guys, appreciate it. Smash up the like button as well. So, West Ham won, Newcastle won in their last game. Arsenal 2, Wolves 1 in their last match. What happened the last time these two teams met? It was a 1-0 win for Wolves in the reverse fixture. Wolves wanted a goal to nil. Previously, West Ham won 3-2 and 4-0. Previously, Wolves won 4 on the bounce. So it has been a really good contest between these teams. And we're going to see another good one come this weekend. So in the all-time Premier League results, 11 matches, 4 wins for West Ham, 6 for Wolves, 1 draw. And both teams scrapping it out for these European places right now. This is a big game. This is a 6-pointer right here. We love 6-pointers, you know what I mean? This is a 6-pointer, if ever there was one. So, look. In terms of the managers here, Bruno Lage versus David Moyes, second meeting ever, with Lage winning that only meeting. And David Moyes, this will be his 17th game against West Ham, Wolves. He do have a good record against Wolves. 8 wins, 4 draws, and 4 losses. Very, very good record. So, in terms of players to watch here, for West Ham United, I'm going in with Mikel Antonio. And the reason why I'm picking on Mikel Antonio is because he's gone kind of quiet lately. Not kinda, but very, very quiet lately, man. And he started the season off with a bang. He's been the best player, I think, for the last 3 to 4 seasons. You got to give it to him. But he has gone very, very quiet. And you got to step it up. You got to step up and start being amongst the goals once again. So he does have 8 goals and 6 assists this season. And just to hit you with some stats, guys, Mikel Antonio has not scored in his last 6 Premier League appearances. 6, okay? And he's played 90 minutes. He's only picked up 1 assist, guys. 1 assist, 1 in 6 games. Okay, and if you want to be even more critical of Mikel Antonio, guys, you could go all the way back, right, to match week 10. So he's featured in every single game, except 1 this season. And if we go all the way back to match week 10, the game against Aston Villa is when that barren streak started. So it's been about 16 games, he's only scored twice. I don't mean to pick on you, Antonio. You got to step it up, bro. You are a striker, all right? Not a passenger. You got to step it up and start contributing more. And maybe this is why West Ham, you know, have lost a bit of steam, you know what I mean, with only Bowen really scoring the goals on a consistent basis. So, Mikel Antonio, player to watch. Also, another player I got to criticize is Raul Jimenez. I know he got the injury, and I know it's affected him, and he's not been the same player. Teams can't be carrying their own passengers. You know what I mean? Teams can't be what you call it? Showing compassion to players for a prolonged period of time. You see what I mean? And look, I have to say, if Raul Jimenez does not start scoring more on a consistent basis, I have to say Wolves got to move on. You see what I'm saying? They got to move on from it. I know it sounds harsh and all, but it's harsh, but it's true. You see what I'm saying? Harsh, but true, man. 5 goals this season in 25 games ain't good enough for your striker. Wolves do not score enough goals. They don't. We understand that. He has the most goals. You know what I'm saying? But still, you need somebody who could put it in on a more frequent basis. And when I say them, and I mean that's in all competitions. He has the most. Podence and Hwang Hee-chan does have 5 goals as well. And he does have 5 Premier League goals, 3 assists. But that's he needs more, man. You need to contribute more, in my opinion. I think Wolves could do with an upgrade. Because that's a problem that a lot of teams have, is that familiarity. The same players over and over and over and over again. And teams figure you out, man. Teams figure you out. They know how you play. So those 2 players, those 2 strikers, in my opinion, got to step it up. Mikel Antonio more than Jimenez. Look, in terms of player availability here for these teams, for West Ham, they have given Andrei Yarmolenko a compassionate leave of absence because of what's going on with the Russia-Ukraine conflict. He's Ukrainian, of course, so, heart goes out to the Ukrainian players. Guys, there ain't no Russian players in the Premier League right now, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Angelo Ogbonna remains out. Vladimir Kufal recently, performed a hernia surgery. Guys, I had a hernia repaired back in 2015. I was out of work for 70 days. I think I actually took the days just to chill. But I was out for a while, man. Abdominal hernia. Serious thing, man. You know what I mean? Serious thing. Trying to manage more than I could actually carry. So, for West Ham, Arthur Masuaku could return. He's nearing full fitness. As for Wolves, Nelson Semedo would miss the game, and Willy Bolly. The rest of their squad is pretty fit. So, in terms of did you know? Latest, could Wolves win again versus their favorite Premier League opponents? Of all sides they've played more than 6 times in the competition, Wolverhampton Wanderers' best win rate in the league is against West Ham United, 55%, 6 wins, 1 draw, and 4 losses. Indeed, no side have Wolves beaten more in the Premier League than they have against the Hammers. 6. They also got a handful of wins against Man City too, Could never forget that. West Ham won this exact fixture 4-0 last season, having lost 3 of their last 4 home league matches against Leeds. Wolves. Let me go over that. West Ham won this exact fixture 4-0 last season, having lost 3 of their last 4 home league matches against Wolves. They are looking to secure back-to-back home league wins against them for the first time since October of 2004. In his English league career, West Ham's Mikel Antonio has faced Wolves more often without scoring than he has against any other opponent. 820 minutes across 10 matches. You see, I told y'all, man. Antonio got to step his game up. Only against Everton and Southampton, 5 each, has Wolves' Raul Jimenez scored more Premier League goals than he has against West Ham, 4. However, 3 of his 4 strikes against the Hammers have come at Molyneux. I pinpointed these 2 players without even looking at this, so pretty on point, man. Anthony Taylor will be in charge of this game. And in terms of my prediction for this game, man, look, this one's also a very, very difficult one to predict. Wolves have a very good record against West Ham, but the thing with Wolves is that in the last 5, they've lost 2 games, right? They lost twice. Both losses coming against Arsenal. They beat Spurs, beat Leicester. They recently beat Southampton, beat Brentford. You know what I mean? Beat Manchester United, drew to Chelsea. They picked up some really good results lately. And those losses, minor setbacks. They come against Arsenal, a London club, right? Are they going to struggle against yet another London club here in West Ham United? They did beat West Ham early on in the season. So West Ham, they got a point to prove here against Wolves. As I mentioned, Wolves, they don't score enough goals. That's one thing. And they're very good defensively. But they're a tricky team. They're a very, very tricky team where they could hit you anytime. But you got a chance against them. There's always a chance there against Wolves. But they just a team this season that somehow find a way to pick up some quality results. West Ham, on the other hand, they've done well. 6th, 42 points, unbeaten in their last 3, but those 2 draws could have been wins for West Ham, where drew to Newcastle and drew to Leicester City. It could have been wins for them. They're having a indifferent 2022, we gotta say. They've been struggling lately to pick up results. The 2-1 win against Kidderminster in the FA Cup was a struggle. Did struggle to beat Watford. Struggled a bit against Leicester. Struggled against Newcastle in those draws. Could they bounce back? What's a positive for them is that they haven't lost since that loss against United. They didn't lose, right? But they've really struggled to, stay in games and to dominate matches. Something that they did a lot this season. Could West Ham up the intensity against this very, very spirited Wolverhampton Wanderers team here? Oh! Could they? Bowen looks good. Could Antonio step his game up? Are we going to see Pablo Fornals, Ben Rama up top? Declan Rice and Chusek has been very, very good. Fredericks fit again, should slot in for Kufal. Agbana has been a big miss, indeed, at the back. But Zuma, cat abuser, Zuma. And not the cat you think I'm talking about, like a real cat. You know what I'm saying? Kicking the cat around the freaking house. Fabianski, maybe West Ham need to, maybe Alphonse Areola could, be the man next season. I think they need to move on from Fabianski, in my opinion. He's good, but you got to move on from, sooner rather than later. Look, I could see West Ham winning this game. I think Wolves played around with their food against Arsenal. Yeah, I know how it sounds, right? Wolves playing with their food. They had the game to win, allow Arsenal to come back. They got to pick themselves up. Coming up against another London opposition here. Let's see West Ham winning this one. 2-1. Jose Sa, his confidence might be dented with that own goal. He'll be a busy man in the game. Because West Ham are like unrelenting. They just keep coming at you. You know what I'm saying? So I think West Ham will be the more dominant. Wolves would have good periods in the game. It's up to them if they take their chances. Neves and Moutinho, if they both feature, will be very busy in the midfield. Could be a battle of the midfields here. 2-1. 2-1 to West Ham. That's my prediction. No more explanation needed, man. So, for the Hammers, after the game against Wolves, they do play Southampton in the FA Cup. Then they have some tough matches, man. The next couple games are very tough. Cup game against Southampton. Liverpool in the league. It's at Anfield. Sevilla in the round of 16 of the Europa League. The squad got to be stretched thin. Players like Nikola Vlasic got to step up. Alex Krall got to step up when they got their opportunities. You know what I mean? Ben Johnson has been a good player this season for them. Let's see how West Ham fare in these upcoming games. And, let's see if they prove me right and win this match. They're in 6th position, 42 points. They're still hunting down those top 4 spots. So, look, Wolves also in the race for top 4. They have 40 points just behind West Ham. If they win this game, they could surpass West Ham with a game in hand, and West Ham would put distance between themselves and Wolves. So for Wolves, the next game after the West Ham game will be against Palace, Watford, Everton, Leeds. They have some nice games. Look, Wolves got some kind of fixtures coming up, man. Palace, Watford, Everton, Leeds, Aston Villa, Newcastle. God damn. They do have City, Liverpool, and Chelsea to play for the remainder of the season, but they do have Burnley, Brighton, Norwich. Look, they got a nice run in their quest to get those European spots. I think they might just end up getting Europe with those fixtures, though. So it's my thoughts, some of yours in the chat. Big up to each and every person in here right about now. Big up to Adam for dropping a super chat here. 25 Croatian dollars. Appreciate it, bro. Zuma is one to watch. He loves to kick things with feet. Players gotta watch out. Yep. Oh, man. Adam always coming in with the jokes, man. Appreciate it, man. Catastrophic by Kurt Zuma. Let's hope he doesn't have a catastrophic performance in the game, right? So, look, Adam is going for 3-2. A bold prediction here, but it could happen. Adam, bro, Adam, do you have work tomorrow, bro? You're up late. Up late, man. We gotta have a chat soon, though. We gotta have a chat soon. And maybe we'll do so whenever I schedule an early stream. I was thinking today, I used to do the early live streams for the preview. Like, I used to do the previews like 9 a.m. in the morning, but I had to wake up too damn early, man. I'm like, let me take the time to wake up a bit late on my days off, man. You know what I mean? I was doing a bit too much. 1-0 to Wolves, said online school. 2-2, Michael Lolopido. 1-1, says Elijah Lawson. Oh, you're free? Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk whenever I prep for that, though. Gotta prep for that and talk Chelsea, you know what I mean? Talk Premier League. Get Adam on the show pretty soon, man. Guys, smash up the thumbs up button. We have hit 50 thumbs up. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And we're going to keep it moving. An hour and a half we're in, and we're doing great, man. We're doing really, really good with terms of time, and we're going to continue running through these matches. The next game, let's talk Manchester United, Watford. All right, let's go. Man United versus Watford. Boy Roy Hodgson versus Ralph Rangnick. All right, so yeah, let me just take a sip of my water here. Get my throat all, lubricated. No, that doesn't sound too good, right? That ain't sound too good at all. Quenched. That ain't sound too good. Get my throat lubricated. God damn. Come on, Dom. Better choice of words, man. You could do better than that. You could indeed do better than that, Mr. Dominic. Oh my God, United Watford. Okay, so United's last Premier League game, a 4-2 win against Leeds, and their Champions League match, a 1-1 draw to Atletico Madrid on the road. For Watford, they lost, big loss, 4-1 loss to Crystal Palace. What happened the last time Watford met Manchester United? Well, the Hornets stung, and they stung. 4-1. God damn, what a result. They did manage a 2-0 win against Manchester United back in the 2019-20 season. So it seems like the last time they were in the league, they beat United. They did beat them in 2016 as well. And that's their 3 wins in their 15 all-time Premier League matches. No Premier League match between these two teams have ended in a draw. But for United, in 7 home games, they have picked up 7 wins. So they got that going for them. Could Watford put a blemish on that record? Like, finally put a blemish on that record? Let us see. And that's 17 goals to 2. Man United's home record against Watford. Could it change? Could it change? Could we see that changing? Roy Hodgson versus Manchester United. 20 games, 4 wins, 2 draws, and 14 losses. Not a very good record for Hodgson against United. This will be the first time he's coming up against Ralph Rangnick, and this will be Rangnick's first match against Watford. So, in terms of players to watch here, for Manchester United, I chose to go in with a player by the name of Jadon Sancho, who I've been criticizing all season, man. But look, you guys know I'm a fair man. I'm a very fair person. And I gotta say, Sancho has definitely stepped up his game across the last couple matches, though. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him, man. He definitely stepped up, and he's been contributing way, way more in terms of goals and assists than he did previously in the season. They paid big money for him, and the pressure was on him to actually step in and perform, but he didn't look good. He really, really didn't look good. He didn't look like he was settling in, but god damn, the last couple games, Sancho has really shown us, man, what he's capable of doing. And even though I do call him a snake for leaving City and eventually going to United, not for leaving City, but to be a former City youngster and ended up at United, yeah. Snake move, if you ask me. He's really stepped up, though. He does have 4 goals and 2 assists all season. He's only 21 years old, too, guys. So we gotta give him a little break. You know what I'm saying? We gotta give him. Let's give the boy a little break, man. You know what I mean? Let's not be too harsh. 2 Premier League goals, 2 assists. And in terms of when those have came, look, in his last 3 games, he's picked up 3 goal contributions, and he has 4 total in the Premier League, right? A goal against Southampton in the 1-1 draw, and 2 assists against Leeds in the 4-2 win. So, yeah, pretty spot on there with Jadon Sancho. You got to take your time and say his name, not Jaden. The boy name is Jadon, okay? Jadon. So, in terms of Watford, I'm going to go with the highest goal scorer this season, Emmanuel Dennis, who's an anomaly in his own right. This is his best season ever in his career. So let's see if he continues to bang him in and do so against Manchester United. So, look, in terms of notes here, Scott McTominay is out. Edinson Cavani is out. And, of course, we know Mason Greenwood remain out. Legal troubles. For Watford, Nicholas Nkulu came to the club injured, played a couple of matches, and he has been out injured for quite a while, so he would be out. Juraj Kuchka and João Pedro could return. And we have Peter Itebo is nearing full fitness as well. So there's another player in Josh King who is also doubtful for this match. Josh King is a former Manchester United player as well. So, look, in terms of insights here, what do we got? We gonna see anything on Jadon Sancho and Emmanuel Dennis here? Let's see. Hodgson aims to match Guardiola Old Trafford feat. Okay. Watford manager Roy Hodgson has won his last 2 Premier League matches at Old Trafford, beating Man United there with Crystal Palace in 2019 and in 2019-20 and 2020-21. Wow. Guardiola is the only manager to win 3 consecutive Premier League matches at Old Trafford. Wow. Could Hodgson pull this off? That would be a big feat where Watford would go on to do the league double over Manchester United for the very first time as well. United have never lost a home league match against Watford, 11 wins and 2 draws. No side have they faced more at home in their league history without suffering defeat. Also, 13 versus Hull City. Watford are looking to complete their first ever league double over the Red Devils. They've won 2 of their last 3 against them in the league, having won just one of their previous 15 before this, losing 14. So they've really turned the tide, even though they get relegated every single, the last two times they were in the league. Well, the last time they were in the league, they got relegated, and they're looking to be relegated again. It just shows the state of Man United. It just shows. Claudio Ranieri was manager of Watford for their 4-1 win earlier this season over Man United. And it's crazy. That's probably the only win Claudio Ranieri picked up in the Premier League, right? As far as I could remember. Maybe he got another win somewhere. With Hodgson in charge of this match. With Hodgson in charge of this match. Okay. Let me see. I don't know what that says. Okay. With Hodgson in charge of this match, should the Hornets win, they will become the first team to complete a league double over United with a different manager in charge for each match since Bolton Wanderers in 1950-51, Walter Rowley and Bill Redding. Rest in peace to those guys. Pretty sure they're dead right now. So Kevin Friend will be in charge of this game. And in terms of the prediction for this one, guys, look, the record speaks for itself. Watford, they have never beaten United at Old Trafford. But it can happen. We've seen this. We've seen teams go to Old Trafford and break their losing streak. We've seen it on many occasions lately, though. United, they have been in the news for some of the wrong things. And they picked up some really poor results. Very, very poor results lately. But they bounced back. 4-2 win against Leeds. The 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid. The 2-0 win against Brighton. And that's after the back-to-back draws against Burnley. Southampton, the loss against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup, right? So they have responded well. And they're coming up against a Watford team that's very hurt right now. They're very, very hurt. And if we go back to the fixture earlier this season, where Watford beat Manchester United, Watford were actually coming off of back-to-back losses. And they did beat Everton 5-2, but before that, they lost to Liverpool, lost to Leeds, drew with Newcastle, lost to Stoke. So it doesn't even matter what form Watford are in. They could get something against United. United, they have shown that they could be very inconsistent, and they could pick up these shock draws and losses at any given time. Watford, they have nothing to lose. Nothing at all to lose here. They should go out there. They should put their all into this game. And you never know what could happen. You never know. Watford play a very open kind of brand of football, where they end up getting picked off most of the time. So defensively, not very good. They have done pretty okay going forward, as they have 25 goals. You know what I mean? That's more than Norwich, more than Burnley. One less than Newcastle. They've done okay, but still haven't scored enough. But it's their defense, though. Their defense, where they shipped 47 goals this season, a minus 22 goal difference. The only teams with a worse goal difference is Norwich and Leeds. So that tells the story of what to expect from them, right? Saw was very good in the last game against United. He'll feature. Dennis, João Pedro also, pretty good in that game. Let's see if these guys could all repeat what happened in the last match. Hodgson, he should have the team playing a bit more pragmatically, and he should have the defense a bit more assured than it was previously under Ranieri and Xisco Munoz. So, look, but the game against Crystal Palace doesn't tell that story, right? 4-1 loss. I think Ralph Rangnick and his boys will be a bit too much for Watford here. And I expect United to win this game 2-1. They will concede, seeing that their defense is not the greatest. They leave the hair exposed on way too many occasions. Maguire ain't good enough. Varane ain't good enough. Lindelof ain't good enough. The defense ain't good enough, in my opinion. You see what I'm saying? You got to give a shout out to Fred, though. Fred is having a quality season. Got to give it up to Fred. I don't really like Fred either, because he snubbed City, but he's had a good season. Bruno Fernandes, you know how dangerous he is. Pogba back in the fold. Ronaldo, Rashford, Sancho could be very dangerous. But the player to stand out for United this season, once again, is David De Gea. So expect him to make a couple big saves, keep Man United alive, and for their attackers to do the job. So 2-1 to United. Let's see if they prove me right, or let's see if Watford would pull a shocker here. I'm hoping that Watford win the game, to be completely honest, to, laugh at United some more. But I'm going to keep it fair and just, say United should go on to win this game. Too much for Watford to handle. And they would continue to, struggle in the relegation zone. They're 19th. They could surpass Burnley, but Burnley are the only team they could surpass. So with lose or draw, they would remain in the relegation zone. As for United, who are 4th right now, they will look to pick up the 3 points and go up closer to Chelsea, go up to 49 points, and, stay ahead of Arsenal, stay ahead of West Ham, Wolves, Tottenham, to get Champions League football next season. It's going to be really, really tight, though. It's going to be tight. For them, the next game after Watford, it's a Manchester derby. Sunday, March 6th. Looking forward to that one. That will be at the Etihad. Then they do have Tottenham. They got some big games, man. After the Watford game, they got some big games coming up, man. 6 huge games. City, Tottenham, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Leicester, and Everton. God damn. We're going to have some fun here with United during that period. I just want to put it out there right now. We're going to have a couple laughs. Or who knows, they might be the ones laughing at us. So for Watford, they have Arsenal coming up, London derby, Wolves, Southampton, Everton, Liverpool, Leeds. Let's see if they could survive the drop this season. I doubt. Maybe too far gone. What is your predictions here, guys? Do appreciate everybody in here. We got Adam saying United 3-1. Ilanga. Yeah, man. I'm glad you mentioned Anthony Ilanga. He has definitely come of age. And Adam is saying Ilanga could get a start and probably will score if he doesn't start. A good youngster on the rise. You are right. Big up to the boy Josh Byrne in the house, man. How are you doing, Josh Byrne? That's wild, what are you talking about? Big up to, you're talking about lubricating my throat, right? I think that's what you're talking about. Very wild, man. I don't know why I said that, but I am right. Lubricating it with water. Michael Olopido, 3 win for United. Elijah Lawson, Manchester United 3, Watford 1. But won't be surprised if Watford pull the shocker, yeah. King Huddle, 2-0 to United, unfortunately. I know, right? I know. So, look, as much as I hate United, as much as I don't like them, they're going to win the game. Big up to the obvious girl in the house. How are you doing? Thank you for remaining a member of the channel. Do appreciate that. United win. Thanks for the prediction. Guys, smash up the thumbs up button if you're yet to do so. Let's get the stream up to 60 thumbs up. If you're watching a replay, thank you very much for tuning in to yet another one. Guys, we're going to keep it moving. If I do forget any major talking points, please let me know in the chat. We'll definitely appreciate that one. So, look, we got quite a few games to talk about. We talked Southampton, Norwich. We talked Brentford. We got to talk Leeds, Tottenham. So let's just click on that one. This will be the next game that we're going to talk about, right? But let's just run through the games that we've talked about already. Southampton, Norwich. Brentford, Newcastle. Brighton, Aston Villa. Crystal Palace, Burnley. Man United, Watford. West Ham, Wolves. And we will talk Burnley, Leicester as well, but not too much. Just to touch on the fixture itself, because I didn't prep for that one at all. So yeah, we're almost done. We're doing well though. We're doing well. Thanks to everybody who stuck around for the entire thing. We still gotta talk the Carabao Cup final, so let's hit this one off and talk City, Everton, and then we head into the big Liverpool Chelsea Carabao Cup final. All right, so let's go. Leeds versus Tottenham Hotspur. Both teams coming off of losses, and let's see if we're gonna get a winner in this one. So Leeds versus Tottenham. Let me actually locate this. Yeah. So last game, Leeds 2, Manchester United 4, Tottenham 0, Burnley 1. Embarrassing defeats for both teams. No disrespect to Burnley, but not many people predicted a Burnley win there over Tottenham at all. That was very shocking. After what Tottenham did against City, that was shocking. I have to say, that was a shocking result. Tottenham, you ought to be ashamed. Conte, yeah, you were deaf. Conte's ego is hurt. It's currently hurt. Conte says 4 losses in 5 games. It's unacceptable. Needs assessment. That's relegation stuff right there. Indeed. Could Tottenham lose again? Let's see. What happened the last time they met Leeds? They did win the game 2-1, so they got that going for them. And since Leeds came back to the Premier League, 3 games played, Leeds do have a win at Elland Road. This game will be at Elland Road. So the only game at Elland Road versus Spurs, so since they came back, they won it. See what I'm saying? The last 2 games at Elland Road, one dates back 2013 in the 4th round of the FA Cup. They won that one as well. Was Harry Kane a part of that game, or was he on loan? So for Harry Kane, Harry Kane wasn't at the club at that time. That FA Cup game, you had Clint Dempsey, Gareth Bale, you had Sigurdsson, Aaron Lennon. I remember Aaron Lennon days at Spurs. For Leeds United, you had, is that El Hadji Diouf? Is that El Hadji? Yep. El Hadji Diouf. El Hadji Diouf, man. God damn. Had youngsters Sam Byram, who now plays for Norwich. You have Lee Peltier, who now plays for Middlesbrough. All these guys took part in that game, man. You know what I mean? Anybody left back? Anybody left back, man. Neil Warnock was in charge of Leeds them days. Nobody left back from those days, man. So the Leeds team definitely changed big time. Big time. No player is left. For that Tottenham team, anybody left back? No player. None at all. None. No player left back from that Tottenham team either. So, anyways, man, may not go down memory lane there. But, yeah. Leeds do have 2 wins in their last 10 against Spurs dating back to 2002. All-time Premier League record, 27 games, 11 wins for Leeds, 10 wins for Spurs, 6 draws. So this game could go any way. We know it. We know based on the recent results and based on Tottenham's form and Leeds' form, it could go any which way. In terms of the managers here, Antonio Conte will be facing Marcelo Bielsa for only the 2nd time. And the first time was recently, November 20. Conte's been with Spurs since November? Damn, time's flying. Time's flying, man. Jesus Christ. Time's flying, guys. Cannot believe this. I thought Conte came in like just the other day. Like Seriously, time's flying, man. Time's flying, man. Jeez, that was the only meeting though where Conte won the game. This will be Bielsa's fourth game against Spurs. He has 1 win and 2 losses. And this will be Conte's second game against Leeds. So, in terms of the players here, players to watch. For Leeds, I went with Rafinha. Did score in a recent game, but he's not been playing that well. You got to step up, though. And that's why, we got to keep an eye on Rafinha, though. You know what I mean? In the absence of Patrick Bamford, these guys got to step up and provide the impetus going forward for Leeds United, where their defense has been very, very poor. But also in attack, they haven't been that good. Only 29 goals scored this season. You know what I'm saying? Not very great. Not great. But the defense is just what's been horrible. That's what's been holding the team back. So, look. For Spurs, Harry Kane, man. Harry Kane, I have a bone to pick with you, bro. You're going to show up. You're going to slap City hard with assists and goals. And then you're going to pop up against Burnley and not do anything. Come on, man. Step your game up. Let me see how you respond here against Leeds United. Let me see. It's going to be interesting to see how he do respond. And for Harry Kane, did he play at Leeds before on loan or something? Nah, he didn't go there on loan. He went to Norwich and Millwall, yeah. Thought Leeds was somewhere there, Leicester, but nah. Yeah, he needs to step up, man. You got to step up. So, in terms of Leeds United, Liam Cooper, Calvin Phillips, Patrick Bamford, all staples of the team. And, Leeds are definitely hurting without these players. They'll be out. But Diego Llorente and Robin Koch should be available for this match. For Spurs, Rodrigo Bentancur will miss the game, along with Oli Skip and Japhet Tanganga. So the squad is pretty fit. Leeds' squad is not that, ravaged by injury, but some key players remain out. In terms of the insights here for this game, latest, Kane targets more goals in Yorkshire. Only Alan Shearer, 16, has scored more Premier League away goals in Yorkshire than Harry Kane with 10. Rafinha has scored 4. And you see, I spoke about these guys. I'm on point yet again. Rafinha has scored 40% of Leeds' Premier League home goals this season, 6 out of 15. Indeed, the Brazilian and Rodrigo, 2 are the only Leeds players to score more than one league goal at Ellen Road so far this term. West Ham United 2-1 in September and Arsenal 4-1 in December have both won at Ellen Road this season in the Premier League. The last time 3 sides from London all won away at Leeds in a season in the league was in 1995-96, QPR, Arsenal and Tottenham all winning. Of all managers to have taken charge in at least 10 such matches, Spurs head coach Antonio Conte has the best Premier League win rate in matches played on Saturdays, 76%, 28 wins and 3 draws and 6 losses. Meanwhile, all 6 of the Italians' defeats on this day have come in London. Wow. All while he was Chelsea boss, home against Crystal Palace, Burnley, and Man City, and away to Arsenal, Palace, and West Ham United. Craig Parson will be in charge of the game. And in terms of my prediction for this match, look, this one's pretty easy to predict in my opinion. Or so it appears to be. So it appears. Tottenham should win this game, guys. They should bounce back. They should outwork Leeds. And Leeds are struggling without Patrick Bamford, but especially Calvin Phillips, who's the pivot, who keeps the defense together. Leeds have already conceded more goals this season than they conceded the whole of last season, which tells the true nature of this team without Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips's defensive prowess has earned him a place in the England national team. Earned him England Player of the Year, I think, last season, if I'm not mistaken, which is crazy when you think about it. Calvin Phillips is a big miss. Adam Forshaw has not done a great enough job. Whoever steps in there. And the problem for Leeds, I think, is the Swiss Army knife mentality of Bielsa, where he thinks any player could play anywhere and get the job done. Maybe in the championship, maybe last season when most teams didn't really figure Leeds out. But once they've been figured out, and once these players are missing, they've really struggled in the league. I think they're lucky to be where they're at right now with what, 23 points they got right now. I think they're lucky to pick up 23 points. 4 losses in their last 5. They haven't picked up a win in their last 5. They'll probably stretch it further than that. They're one of the most out of form teams in the league right now. And with Tottenham coming off of to go with Tottenham are not in form. Tottenham got 4 losses in the last 5. But they need to reply. They need to put up a big performance here. And if they are to drop more points in this game, who knows what would happen to Antonio Conte, man. Is Antonio Conte going to walk away from this Tottenham Hotspur job? We know he loves to do things like that. You see what I'm saying? He's a very mercurial figure. But Conte, bro, you can't win them all, man. Just want to put it out there. You can't win them all. But Tottenham are indeed the favorites to win this game. In terms of win probability here, Tottenham do have a 54% win probability with Leeds at 23%. Okay, so let's see how they fare. Expect Kane, Son, Mora, if he features, Kulusevski, and these guys to bounce back hard. 3-1 to Spurs. I don't think Leeds got enough in them to topple Tottenham right now. They could prove us all wrong. They could indeed prove us all wrong. But I'm going for 3-1 win for Tottenham and them to get back to winning ways after that shocking defeat to Burnley and the 3 defeats previously. I don't even want to talk about the Man City win because I don't understand how they did that. Don't get it. I don't understand how they pulled that off. Maybe they did it. Maybe that was a fluke win. Maybe that was a fluke. Yeah, I think Tottenham fluked that win. I'm going to call it right now. They fluked it. They fluked it, man. It got to be. There's no other explanation. They do have Middlesbrough coming up next week in the FA Cup. Then they have Everton, Manchester United, Brighton, and West Ham for their upcoming matches. They have been knocked out of Europe as well, where they couldn't fill their fixture in the Europa Conference League. And right now, they are in 8th. Not even in the Conference League spot. So, if they continue in the way they're playing right now, they won't even get Conference League. They have now gone into a negative goal difference, which is not good for Spurs at all. Not good at all. Not good. So, in terms of Leeds, man, in terms of Leeds United, murder ball, Bielsa, they have been figured out a bit. Their squad needs to be a bit bigger if they want to play the type of football that they do play. You know what I mean? They just go all out. You can't be going all out like that and have a very small squad. The squad is too small. That is the problem with Leeds United. The squad is way too small. They actually got a squad size of 24 total players, right? And that's including a few little bits and pieces players who are not even featuring on a consistent basis. Sam Greenwood, he's been out for some time. He's a center forward. He's been out. He's listed as part of the squad. Crescencio Somerville is hardly involved. See what I'm saying? Young Joe Gelhardt do have the time on from time to time. Jamie Shackleton hardly features, right? See what I'm saying? There's some players in the team who you hardly see. The squad is very thin. So if they survive, they gotta bolster their team next season, or it could be their last season in the Premier League for some time. The next game will be against Leicester. Then they do have Aston Villa, Norwich, Wolves, Southampton, Watford. They got some kind fixtures coming up where they could start winning some games. If they leave it for late, they might get relegated. Where they have Chelsea, Arsenal, City left to play. Okay? So that's my thoughts on that game. Spurs to win it 3-1. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Do appreciate that, man. Guys, big up to each and everybody in the house right about now. We managed to keep the stream, very lively and entertaining for the last 2 hours, I gotta say. Big up to each and every one of y'all for sticking around. So, look, Adam says, betting advice, don't bet. Yeah, I don't bet, man. Sammy, I don't bet, bro. Let me tell you one reason I don't bet, right? Let me tell you a reason I don't bet. Bro, money is too hard to come by for me to throw $50 at something and lose it all. You see what I'm saying? It's too hard these days. There's too many bills to pay. I got 3 kids. Nah, ain't happening. I ain't betting right now. No bets. No. No bets, man. So, yeah. King Huddle, no fluke, perfect game plan on your highline. Yeah, I'm just joking. Hot chili, it was a hurricane effect when he sees Pep. Yeah, man. Big up to each and everybody in the house right about now. King Huddle saying Lloris is on the decline, though. Yeah, they got to look for a new goalkeeper eventually. Let's see, you know what I mean. Summer at the Longhouse. I hope Hugo going to retire at League On because he's not good enough for Spurs. Let Kane be captain. The thing about Lloris, a lot of those goals, man, he didn't do well. He doesn't know when to catch the ball, punch the ball. He's been, parrying a lot of balls in the path of attackers. That's really been hurting Spurs. On the other hand, he's also done some really great work. But you know what I mean? But he's been a bit suspect, I must say. Definitely suspect. So big up to the boy Adam the Great, Hot Chili King Huddle, Sammy, Wade Nelson. As we go into the final Premier League game of this week's preview. And then we're going to get into the Liverpool Chelsea Carabao Cup. I know you guys are waiting for the Carabao Cup final prediction, who I got to win that one. I know. But let's talk Everton versus Manchester City here. This is a huge game. Could Man City bounce back? Oh, man, that's a big question. Everton are going through a very, very bad period as well. So, it's a game where both teams need wins. You have Frank Lampard, a former Manchester City player, coming up against Pep Guardiola, a manager who has definitely bullied Everton during his time in charge. So, look, last game, Southampton 2, Everton 0, Manchester City 2, Tottenham 3. Guys, the last time these two teams met, the last 10 times these two teams met, it has been all wins for Manchester City. It is ridiculous. It is a ridiculous, the last 9 times, pardon me. But it's a ridiculous, very, very ridiculous record here. Dating all the way back to 2017, Man City has won every game with the exception of 1-1 draw in the league. But Everton do have, in the decade 2010 to 2020, Everton do have some wins, you know what I mean? 2010 to 2011, 3 wins. They did well against City in the early stages of the decade there. But that form has definitely declined over the years, man. So you're talking about 3-0 earlier this season, 5-0 last season, 2-0 in the FA Cup, 3-1. So it's been some pretty one-sided games against Everton here for Manchester City. Very, very one-sided games in the favor of City, right? So, look, 116 all-time matches, 48 wins for City, 40 wins for Everton, 28 draws. In terms of the Premier League, 49 matches, you got 22 wins for City, 18 wins for Everton, 9 draws. So, in terms of the managers here, Frank Lampard versus Pep Guardiola. This will be the 4th meeting. Lampard do have a win against Pep Guardiola though under his belt, and that win did come Chelsea 2, Manchester City 1 back in June 25th of 2020. I think that was Project Restart. That had to be Project Restart, you know what I mean? Where Liverpool had already won that title already, you know what I mean? So no big deal, right? No big deal. Look, Pep versus Lampard, 2 wins, 1 loss. Pep versus Everton, 9 wins, 2 draws, and a solitary L. And Lampard versus City, the same record, 1 win, 2 losses. So, in terms of players to watch here for both teams. For Everton, I'm going to go in with Dominic, my namesake Calvert-Lewin, who hasn't really stepped up since his return from injury though, you know what I mean? I think he has definitely been hampered by injury, and it's quite sad because he was looking so promising to the point where I was even saying Dominic Calvert-Lewin could have been a candidate for Manchester City to sign as their striker. You see what I'm saying? So in 8 appearances this season, he does have 3 goals, but those goals did come earlier this season in the first 3 games of the season where Calvert-Lewin hit the ground running and then got injured on match day 3. He got injured on match day 3, fractured toe it's listed as. And since his return, he has not scored nor assisted. So Calvert-Lewin needs to get back into that goal scoring form, man. As for City, players to watch, I got my microscope on Ruben Diaz and Emerick Laporte because of their adventurousness. I think these players need to chill a bit and stay back a little bit. Because they're not fast. They're very slow players. Very, very slow. They need to stay back and maybe let's let Rodri help out in terms of the options for passing the ball around. Stay your ass back, man. I know City does play the high line and it does, reward us more than, it hurt us. But still, man, I need to see something different in certain games, right? Where if you know the team got a threat on the counter, stop playing the damn high line so far up the field. Let these guys stay back. Let them stay back. So if they break, they'll be right there to intercept and stop the play. I don't think they're going to do it, but these guys are way too adventurous at times. It does help out. There's games where we're struggling and Ruben Diaz or Laporte pop up with a goal. We know that, right? Or assist. We know that. Still, man, chill. Guys are getting a little too carried away, and it's cost us, let's say, a big lead ahead of Liverpool, where we could have been right now, as we speak, an extra 5 points ahead of Liverpool if we hadn't dropped 5 points in the last couple of games there. And I gotta pinpoint these guys. These guys I gotta pinpoint them. They're not Upamecano nor Koulibaly with the speed, nor Van Dijk. So stop going so far up the field. That's what I want to see. I know I'm not going to get it, but that's just my thoughts, my opinion on that one. So, look, for Everton, Yerry Mina, Fabian Delph, Ben Godfrey remain out. Tom Davies out as well. Damari Gray and Abdullah Doucouré back in training. Vitaly Mykolenko is a doubt. He was injured, but he's Ukrainian, so he might get some compassionate leave, spend some time with his family, in this very difficult period for any Ukrainian. For Manchester City, Jack Grealish and Gabriel Jesus available again, and the only players here with a doubt, Zach Steffen's been dealing with some injury problems, Cole Palmer, and of course we know the boy, the waste man, Benjamin Mendy, has been absent from the squad for most of the season. So, in terms of the latest here, Sterling seeks to extend impressive scoring run for Manchester City. Since the start of November, Raheem Sterling has scored 12 goals in 18 appearances in all competitions for Manchester City. In his previous 12 goals for the clubs came across 58 match spell between October 2020 and October 2021. Hence the reason why he was linked to the move out. And I was actually moving him out the club as well. But he has definitely pulled things back with that purple patch of form there. Everton have lost 13 of their 23 Premier League matches this season. As many defeats as they suffered in the whole of the 2020-21 season. 12 of those defeats have come in the last 16 contests in the competition. Wow. Which also cost Rafa Benitez his job. Frank Lampard hired, and he's been losing a couple games as well. So they've only got 2 wins and 2 draws in that period. Not good at all. Man City are unbeaten in their last 12 Premier League away matches, winning 10, drawing 2, since a 1-0 defeat at Tottenham Hotspur on the opening weekend. The Citizens have shipped 8 goals on the road in the competition so far this season, with no side conceding fewer. After scoring in all 3 of Everton's Premier League matches in August, Dominic Calvert-Lewin has failed to find a net in any of his 5 appearances since returning from injury in January, despite playing the full 90 minutes in 4 of those 5 matches. I told y'all, man, Paul Tierney will be in charge of this game. I'm pretty on point with my analysis before I even look at these things. And yeah, let's keep an eye on Dom Calvert-Lewin, okay? Dom's supposed to do great things, okay? I expect you not to do anything great in this game again. So, after this game, continue being great, bro. Continue being great, Dom. So, look, in terms of my prediction here, guys, look, man, this is not the best time to play City. This is not the best time to play a wounded City. Imperious before this, and then lost to Spurs. Not the best time to play Manchester City. This is the game where City gotta respond. And they meet Everton. Ideally, a struggling Everton. Look, could we see a situation where Everton could get something from this match? Something, just something. Because in their previous 9 games against Manchester City, they have failed to get anything at all. Nothing. But could the likes of Danny van de Beek, Dele Alli, Newman, Frank Lampard in charge, Anwar El Ghazi help this team? Could they help this team shock Manchester City? Help Liverpool? Could we see Everton do Liverpool any favors here? I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I have a feeling that if this was the last game of the season, the last game, right? And let's say Liverpool, yeah, they play another team who, let's say, they played, who are they supposed to meet? Arsenal? Let's say they're supposed to meet Arsenal and they beat Arsenal, and Everton were playing against Manchester City. And if Everton get a draw or beat City, Liverpool will go on to win the title. I think Everton would actually put out the weakest team possible to just not win or draw the game and not do Liverpool any favors. I don't think they'll do Liverpool any favors in this game. Pep, has been ruthless against Everton. I could see John Stones, a former Evertonian, coming back into the team. Because him at right back has worked. Let's see if Pep put him in at right back again. Or even as a centre back. Let's see what Pep does. because Pep would look to, you know what I mean? He always rotates and tinkers with his teams. We know that. We know that. You see what I'm saying? You never know what to expect. There's an FA Cup game coming up next Tuesday. So Pep could rotate. He could rotate. Or maybe he won't. Maybe he'll go all out to bounce back and rotate for the Peterborough game, right? Because Peterborough, right? You don't want to underestimate any teams, but still. It's hard to gauge the 11 here. Are we going to see Phil Foden playing this match after the little melee he was involved in with his mom, where his mom got, smacked up somebody as well? That was not the best video, actually. That's very abusive. You know what I'm saying? Say no to violence. Are we going to see Jack Grealish start this game? I hope not. Grealish needs more time. I think it's going to be... I think it's actually... Are we going to see Jesus? I doubt. We're going to see him from the start. We might actually see Mahrez come back, Sterling, and Foden. I think Foden should start the game. Or we could see a situation where Foden sit out. We have Sterling, Bernardo, and Mahrez across the top, with Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, and Rodri in the middle, Cancelo, Diaz, Laporte, Stones at right back, or maybe Stones, Diaz, Stones, Laporte, let's see, or Kyle Walker, Edison in goal. Let us see. Maybe even a Fernandinho could slot into this team. Let's see what Pep does. But Everton would need a big performance here if they are to get something out of this game. Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin would need to give something going forward. But they're going to play most of the game without the ball. And could they implement what Spurs did? What a Crystal Palace did? What a Southampton did to get results against Manchester City? Breaking on the counter. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. I don't think they got the personnel to pull it off against City here. The likes of Iwobi and Andre Gomes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they got the personnel. Dele Alli, Van de Beek. Could these guys have a role to play? Guys, I could see Manchester City winning this game. Just the way I predicted City to beat Spurs. I'm predicting a 3-0 win for City in this game. They'll continue their dominance over Everton. And Lampard and Everton, continue slumping. Everton are in trouble right now, guys. Everton are in 16th with 22 points. And there's a situation where both Newcastle and Burnley could pass Everton. Everton could be in the relegation zone after this match week. Okay? Everton could be in the relegation zone after this match week. And it's a very, very sad thing, but it's possible that they could get relegated. Aren't Everton one of the only teams to never get relegated from the English top flight? I think so, I think so. If I'm getting my fact right about now. So I'm going for a 3-0 win for City, man. I don't see any other result. I really don't see no other result, man. So yeah. That's my prediction for that one. So in terms of the next game for City, they have Peterborough in the FA Cup 5th round. Can't enjoy if you ask me. Man United in the Manchester derby, big one. Sporting in the Champions League, 5-0 up. Should continue to dominate and go on to the quarterfinals. Crystal Palace again, Brighton. So yeah. Man City do have some tough-ass fixtures left for the rest of the season, but let's see. Let's see how they fare and if we actually go on to win yet another title. You know what I mean? 26 games played, 63 points for City on top of the league. Liverpool are in second with 26 games played, 60 points, 3-point gap between City and Liverpool. The Premier League title race is on. Chelsea are third with a 13-point gap separating themselves from City and a 10-point gap from Liverpool. So it's a 2-horse race. City, Liverpool. It's going to be a great one this season. As for Everton, man, look, 16th. They're in a relegation scrap right about now. They need wins. and I doubt it's going to come against City. But they could get a win to boost their morale in the FA Cup against Boham Wood, who are the only non-league team remaining in the competition, I think. Then they do have Tottenham, Wolves, Newcastle, and Watford coming up. So may the best team win. Let's see how, what happens here. This game will be 12:30 my time tomorrow. I hate these 12:30 matches, though, because they kind of go into the time when I'm, coming home from work and I'm, got to drop my wife to work and things like that. So I don't fancy those games at all. Those 12:30 games at all. So City to win. Let me see if I'll get that prediction right this time. Guys, look. Let's not delay this any longer, okay? I know this is what you guys have been waiting for. And we are going to get into the Carabao Cup and the Carabao Cup final. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share this screen with you. This is, what I use for my information. A lot of time, my transfer mark screen. And what we're going to do, we're going to change the branding as well. And we're going to get some Carabao Cup branding in the background as well, you know what I'm saying? To do this big. Where are we going to talk? Chelsea FC versus Liverpool in this season's Mickey Mouse Cup final. Yeah, I'm just joking, man. EFL Carabao Cup final. And the reason I say, the Mickey Mouse Cup, because look, when City's been winning the cup year after year after year, so many times, I can't even remember how many times in a row did City win that cup, like 4 times? Can't even remember, man. But look, the EFL Cup, right? Just click the EFL Cup right here. And you guys would see Liverpool, Chelsea in the final. Chelsea defeated Spurs. Liverpool defeated Arsenal. And the defending champions, Manchester City, got knocked out a long time ago. I think that was who knocked us out of this competition, man? Can't even remember. Look, we got knocked out by West Ham. So West Ham knocked out both City and United, I think. So look, let's go back to the final here. Let's stay focused. Chelsea versus Liverpool. This is a big. I'm glad that the EFL Cup, it got 2 good teams in the final. That is something to be happy about. And not a one-sided final with Manchester City against another team. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy about that. We got something good to watch on Sunday. The battle of the 2 German managers as well in Klopp and Tuchel. Chelsea versus Liverpool. What happened in their last game? Chelsea with a 2-0 win over Lille. And a Premier League game, a 1-0 over Crystal Palace. For Liverpool, a smashing 6-0 win over Leeds United. So both teams are in very good forms. They have been both picking up wins. And it's going to be very difficult to separate the 2 teams from each other. But Liverpool in better form than Chelsea, as we should all know, where Chelsea do have some Premier League, a loss in the Premier League and a couple of draws there. But Liverpool, they have been in immaculate form lately. So what happened the last time these teams met? We scroll down here, could see a comparison for both teams. For transfer market, you see market value, almost $1 billion for both teams in terms of euros. And the average age is about the same, about 27. National team players is about the same. Foreigners, both got 19 foreigners. So we look at the recent meetings. Very, very hard to separate these teams. A 2-2 draw. Chelsea versus Liverpool there at Stamford Bridge, where, from what I can recall, Liverpool went up 2-0. Let's take a look at that. Sadio Mane and Salah. And then allowed Chelsea to get back in the game in that half. So that game was a very, very entertaining watch. Mateo Kovacic with one of the goals of the season as well. Christian Pulisic with a goal of his own there. So, look, the games are going to be... The games have been very, very level this season. And we go back to the game earlier at Anfield where Reece James did get sent off, and it made the game even harder for Liverpool, right? And Kai Havertz scoring, and then Salah putting it with a penalty after the Reece James sending off, and then the rest of the game was very, very, very difficult for Liverpool, where a 10-man Chelsea was very, very, very compact. But before that, we had Chelsea winning 1-0 last season in the league at Anfield. So that's when Liverpool had everybody beating them at Anfield last season. Then Liverpool had a 2-0 win against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Liverpool with a 5-3 win there, and Chelsea with the 2-0 win in the FA Cup. So Liverpool do have some very good results against Chelsea there, as you guys could see. The 2-1 there at Stamford Bridge after winning the final of the Super Cup final, where Liverpool won the Champions League, Chelsea won the Europa League there. And I could actually remember doing a preview for this game. And you know, I've been around a while, guys. I've been around for the last 5 years on YouTube talking about all these games. So I've touched on all these games. I can't remember all the details, but is this the game, 2019 game, when Salah scored I remember when Salah scored that spectacular goal against Chelsea. Is that this game? Yeah, I think that's this game, you know. I think that's this game. That might be this game, man. So it's been some good games between Liverpool and Chelsea over the last couple seasons, as we know. All-time EFL Cup results: 8 matches, 3 wins for Liverpool, 4 wins for Chelsea, 1 draw, 10 goals apiece. So it's very, very even, man. Very, very even contest. Very difficult to predict. And you guys got to wait for my prediction here. Look, Thomas Tuchel versus Jurgen Klopp. Battle of the German managers here. Both managers, of course, took a similar trajectory in their managerial careers, where Klopp managed Mainz, went on to Dortmund. Tuchel managed Mainz, went on to Dortmund as well, from what I could recall. Klopp went on to Liverpool. Tuchel went on to PSG, did good things at PSG. Klopp's been with Liverpool, and Tuchel came to Chelsea, won the Champions League, of course, we know, won the Super Cup, won the Club World Cup, and now he's coming up against a countryman, but also an adversary in the league, in Jurgen Klopp. So, look, man, 7 matches against Liverpool for Thomas Tuchel. 2 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses. Some of those with Dortmund as well. Against Jurgen Klopp, the rivalry is big. 17 previous games, only 3 wins. Only 3 wins, 5 draws, and 9 losses. Klopp with the opposite of, you know, those results. But against Chelsea, 17 games, 7 wins, 6 draws, and 4 losses. So Klopp, he do have a good record against Chelsea and a very good record against Thomas Tuchel. Let's just click this and see where he lost against Tuchel, right? The loss came when let me see, against Klopp. The loss, PSG versus Liverpool there in the group stage. I can't even remember these games. Seriously. Liverpool versus PSG, I can't even remember that. Champions League groups, I can't remember these games. Just so I talked about these games, but I just can't remember Liverpool ever playing PSG though. Seriously, like, oh man. But we go back to the Bundesliga, man. The Bundesliga, where he won once against Mainz against Dortmund, and those games PSG versus Liverpool there. So PSG versus Liverpool and Chelsea versus Liverpool as well there last season. So those are Tuchel's only triumph against Klopp. There's been a few draws, and the last 2 games have ended in draws, but very, very few draws there between the 2 managers. So, yeah, let's just go back and start players to watch here. So we got the most valuable players here, but we're not talking about them right now. But the players to watch, in my opinion, for Chelsea, yeah, is indeed that man, Romelu Lukaku. Is he going to feature in this game, or is Tuchel going to actually bench him again like he did for the Champions League game? Spent a lot of money on him, 100 million plus, and he's not really lived up to expectations at all. If we click Romelu Lukaku's profile right now, guys, for Chelsea this season, Champions League 4 games, 2 goals, 1 assist. The Premier League 17 games, 5 goals, 1 assist is not good enough, if you ask me, for a player. Let's scroll down, who came in for 113 million euros. Okay, not good enough. He's been, the recipient of some big fees, man. 74 million euros from United to Inter, 84 million euros from Everton to Man United. This is ridiculous. Romelu Lukaku might be the player with the most money ever paid for him in terms of transfers, when you really think about it. Can't think about any other player that's moved around so much for so much money. Might be, but still, he's moved around for a total of how much here, man? This is ridiculous. Almost, you got to factor in the Chelsea-Everton move as well. 300 million plus. Wow. God damn. But Lukaku, you got to step up, though. Is he going to feature? I have a feeling it's a tricky situation for Tuchel here, because if he's out of form and he features, he could be an Achilles heel for Chelsea, right? But it's a big game. Lukaku would fancy himself a big game player and would want to play. But are they going to get him involved enough? Is he going to be a passenger? Is he going to help out enough in defense? So it's a worry there. It is a worry. Another player for Chelsea that you got to keep an eye on is Hakim Ziyech, who's definitely been scoring a lot of goals for Chelsea lately. He's been the man that's been getting them, a lot of the winning goals, and he's coming, to his own. And we know Hakim Ziyech at Ajax was big and very talismanic, but at Chelsea, has been okay. He has been so-so, you know what I mean? And I'm happy for him. I want to put it out. I'm happy for him. He's not been going through the best of times with Morocco, but for Chelsea, as of late, he's really stepped up and been putting out some good performances. So let's see if he could emulate that in the final. For Liverpool, we know there's Sadio Mane, there's Salah, right? But there's also a new player on the scene, and that's Luis Diaz. And why I'm going to keep an eye on Luis Diaz is the mystery that he brings against Chelsea here. Chelsea would already know what Salah could do, what Mane could do, but when you got to keep tabs on Salah, Mane, Luis Diaz at the same time, it poses for something different. It's a whole different scenario you got to deal with. And we saw a perfect example of that in the game there, where Henderson set up Luis Diaz for that goal, where players were pulled all over the place and Luis Diaz just ran in behind and did the business. That was against Norwich. So, look, he adds another dimension to that Liverpool attack. He's hardworking, skillful, and he got a goal in him. You see what I'm saying? So, it's going to be a very, very tricky one. A player that Chelsea haven't faced against Liverpool this season already. So, in terms of notes on the player availability here, you see missing players for Liverpool. There's none, but Firmino should actually miss this game with injury. And Jota is touch and go, 50%. Klopp's contemplating whether to feature Jota. I think Jota should be on the bench, maybe come off the bench to, give Liverpool that impetus like he's done in the past. For Chelsea, Reece James, he could feature. He's coming back from injury. Callum Hudson-Odoi could be available again. And only Ben Chilwell, who's ruptured his ACL, didn't train for Chelsea. So let's just keep that one in mind. Another headache here for Thomas Tuchel is whether to play Edouard Mendy or Kepa. You see what I'm saying? Because Kepa would be the ideal player to play in this game, because if it goes down to a penalty shootout, you want to have Kepa in goal. I know Mendy did have a successful penalty shootout against Egypt at the Africa Cup of Nations, but still, Kepa has more success and has been more proven when it comes to saving penalties than Edouard Mendy. But this is a final. Edward Mendy, featured in the Club World Cup final. He's been featuring for Senegal. He's been given the best goalkeeper in the world by FIFA. So I expect Mendy to start. Selection will play a big role here. And I think the manager with the most selection headache is Thomas Tuchel, where I still think he struggles to pick his best 11. And when you think Chelsea, you think Lukaku, you have Mason Mount, you got Pulisic, you got Ziyech, you got Hudson-Odoi, you got the midfield headache of Kante, Jorginho, Loftus-Cheek. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you got Reece James, Aspilicueta. Who you going to play? Left back, you got Alonso. Alonso is basically the only left back you got. I see, Kennedy's been on the bench here and there, but Alonso should feature. So I think Tuchel will find it hard with his 11 and balancing this team coming up against Liverpool. As for Klopp, I don't think he got any headache at all. Klopp will look to put out his best 11. No experimental teams. He would put out his strongest 11 as Liverpool look to win, their first piece of silverware this season, where Chelsea have already won, 2 pieces of silverware? Super Cup, Club World Cup, and are looking to win their third. So with Liverpool, if they do win, it could go either way for them, right? If they win the Carabao Cup, the Mickey Mouse Cup, it could give them the confidence to really push against City to win the league, and in the Champions League, FA Cup as well. Liverpool are fighting on all 4 fronts. And if they do not win the cup, it could also propel them to and give them motivation to go even harder for the league and the other competitions they're in. So it could go any which way. So look here, man. This one's a difficult one to predict. This is hard to predict here. We've seen Chelsea taking the lead earlier this season. Give it up, the game ending a draw. We've seen Liverpool taking the lead, went up 2-0, give up the lead, game ending a draw. This game is so difficult to call. After 90 minutes, I think this game goes straight to extra time, if I'm not mistaken. Not extra time, straight to penalties, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if the final is decided by extra time. I don't think we got extra time for the Carabao Cup this season. I think it goes straight into penalties. And this game is definitely hard to predict. It is hard to predict. I want to see some of your predictions so far before I actually drop my prediction here and give my thoughts. What are you guys saying? What's the people saying in the chat right now? All right. Okay. No, it has extra time. Okay. So, all right. Okay. Adam, in 90 minutes, Liverpool are stronger. Very good team. Could score 2 goals and win it. But if it goes to extra time or pens, Chelsea have an advantage. You're right about that one. Owen Dilworth is saying quadruple incoming. Carabao Cup belong to the Reds, says some at the Longhouse. We have Owen Dilworth, extra time 100%. Liverpool 3. Well, look, I could recall, I'm not even going to get into that right about now. But some of the games that went to extra time this season in the Carabao Cup. Let's just take a look at the Carabao Cup here. See some of the games that actually went to penalties here. Liverpool Leicester went to penalties. Let's take a look at that one. And yeah, it went to penalties after 90 minutes. So you see, that is exactly what I was telling you guys, right? There was no extra time early on in the season here for early on in the competition. So I don't know if there's going to be extra time in the final. That's why I mentioned that. So it's left to be seen. It is left to be seen. But it is whatever, though. It is indeed whatever. So, look. The Carabao Cup final. Who would be crowned champions of this competition? after Man City have been knocked out, early on by West Ham United. Look, I mentioned the selection conundrum for Chelsea here. And I mentioned the fact that they've won games, but they haven't really looked too convincing in those wins as well. The win against Lille was a walk in the park. We're not really gonna. The win against Crystal Palace was very. They had to grind that result out. Against Palmeiras as well, they had to grind that out. The one against Al Hilal, the Plymouth Argyle game went all the way to 120 minutes. So they've been struggling a bit since the beginning of February. Let's just put it that way. But they have still managed to pick up some good results. All right? And that's coming off of the loss to City and the draw against Brighton. But after that, they have won everything. But it hasn't been the most convincing wins, to say the least. It definitely have not been very, very convincing. But we know Chelsea, they could spring to life at any time. They do have some very good players in their ranks that could hurt you. Pulisic, Ziyech, Mount if he features. You have Havertz. You know Lukaku if he starts and he could come good. Werner as well off the bench. But these names, they carry a lot of question marks, right? They do carry a lot of question marks. Liverpool, on the other hand, are in imperious form right now. They got the better of Inter on the road in a tricky game. Smashed Leeds for 6. Beat up on Norwich, even though they weren't at their best in that game. And they've been picking up some good results. They had to grind it out in the wind and the rain at Burnley. Got the better of Leicester in the reverse fixture there at Anfield. Beat Cardiff. Beat Crystal Palace. Beat Arsenal twice. So, well, they beat Arsenal and draw, Beat Brentford. So, Liverpool, they have been on a very, very ridiculous run since that December 28th loss to Leicester City, right? And where we opposition fans have been hoping for Liverpool to slip up, they haven't been slipping up. The last time they slipped up in the league was against Chelsea, and that's the 2-2 draw and the 1-0 loss to Leicester. But since then, oh man, they have really been in good form. Look, I don't know what has gotten into Liverpool, why they really want this trophy this badly, because they're one team that has been really talking a lot of smack. The fans have been talking a lot of smack. Klopp has basically disrespected this trophy over the last couple of years. And, why was there a picture of Moeen Ali there? Wasn't that Moeen Ali, the cricketer there? Anyways, why was he there talking? What was he saying? So, very distracting. So, with Liverpool's firepower in Salah, Mane, Luis Diaz, Jota, whoever features, midfield, if they, Thiago Henderson, Fabinho, Van Dijk, Matip, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, Alisson in goal. I think if Klopp put that team out against a very good Chelsea team, to say, you got to mention Rudiger, Thiago Silva at the back. These guys have been very, very good. But could they handle that Liverpool attack of Salah, Mane, Luis Diaz and co? Guys, I think 2 games have not been separated this season between these two teams. I think we're going to have a separation within 90 minutes here. My prediction for the Carabao Cup final winner, it's going to be a very good game of football, end-to-end stuff at Wembley. Guys, Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. I don't want any of these teams to win any trophies, but I think the Reds are going to win the Carabao Cup final. I think they are the most successful team in the competition as well, and they're going to get another one. I think they're going to win it. Their first piece of silverware this season, and I hope it's their last. Just messing with you guys. You guys could win as many trophies as you want, man. You know what I mean? Win as many trophies as you want, you know. But look, I think they're gonna win this one. I just see the hunger there for Liverpool. I could just see the hunger. Chelsea have won a couple things already this season, and if they do go on to win it, it would be very, very, very good for their confidence, and it would be a great achievement, racking up these silverware, right? But I have a feeling, Klopp, you know what I mean? You could just see the win against Leeds. The man punched the air about 6-7 times, man. You know what I mean? He got the fans pumped up. The fans are behind the team. The team's playing some good football. And I think only Manchester City right now are a rival in Liverpool in the football they're playing. And I'm talking about all across Europe. Not talking Bayern Munich and Inter and AC Milan and PSG. Talking Liverpool and City are playing some of the best football right now. And it's there for the taking. I'm going for Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. Sorry, Chelsea fans, but it has nothing to do with you winning the Champions League against Man City last season, why I'm not predicting you guys to win. It's just how I feel, and it's just how I'm assessing things. You see? So let's see how this one goes. May the best team win. For these teams, right? For Liverpool, their next game will be against Norwich in the 5th round of the FA Cup. It's coming up against, that's coming up Wednesday. They do have West Ham in the league, then Inter in the Champions League. For Chelsea, they do have a game coming up in the FA Cup against Luton Town. It's on Wednesday as well. Then they do have Burnley, Newcastle, and then Lille in the second leg of the EPL Carabao Cup. So that's my prediction. Guys, let me know your thoughts. And gonna get into the comments right now. It's late. It's 11:40 p.m. Supposed to pick my wife up from work, but she definitely messaged me 20 minutes ago. Damn, she's done. So let me see. Hey, did she tune into the stream? I don't even know. Okay. Yeah, so I should have been done with this live stream, but went on a bit too long. So, guys, big up to each and every person in here right about now. I gotta go, man. I gotta go. And just before I go, let me see what you guys gotta say. Kelleher in goal. I don't think that's gonna happen. That shouldn't happen. If that happened, who knows, man? That might be the wrong move, in my opinion. Owen Dilworth, Vamos Luis Diaz, Liverpool doing good while rotating. Adam the Great, although I can see Liverpool winning and have do it. Let me see what Adam is saying. I think it's 1-1, 90 minutes and extra time pens. Chelsea with triumph. Let's see how that one goes. Big up to the boy Lennon Sweet in the house. Lukaku good for Inter at Chelsea. Big up to Antoine Eugene in the house. 2-1 to Liverpool. Wade Nelson, 2-1 to Liverpool. Dane Crossdale in the house who's saying 3, Liverpool 3. What else? Someone at the Carabao Cup belongs to the Reds. Dr. Danger. No, it has extra time. Okay. Going back to some earlier comments there, though. So, guys. Klopp said it. Klopp said it's going to be Kelleher. Okay, let's see. I don't know who he's going to pick, but let's see. Guys, smash up the thumbs up button for the stream, man. You know what I mean? Do appreciate it. Dane Crossdale is saying favorite channel on your big up Dom. I'm a Liverpool fan, but respect what you do. Thank you very much, man. Do appreciate that, guys. Look, I'm about to head up out of here, man. Gotta go pick up the wife from work, and I have work early in the morning as well on a Saturday. Okay, so I'll be back on Sunday to talk Carabao Cup final and to wrap up these Premier League matches for match week 27. And maybe if we have a bit of time, we'll take a look at the other leagues then, okay? So, guys, I do appreciate it. Big up to everybody. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. Subscribe if you're new around here. I'm happy to get another one done. It was hard work, but fun as well. And thanks for the continued support, guys. So, from your boy Dominic Rich, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace. Much love, guys. Appreciate it, man. We talk.